But yeah, no, okay. Conspiracy theories. Someone hit me one. What's a good recent one that
Someone just fucking blew up the Georgia Guidestones.
That ruled.
That fucking ruled. That was awesome.
You're listening to the Art and War podcast with your hosts, Mitch and Nathan. Mitch is a former airborne infantry squad leader who now spends most of his time coaching soccer. Nathan is a professional illustrator and an avid shooter with a couple of years of Canadian military experience. Together, they run the Seaburn art page. Enjoy the show.
Recorded a whole episode about fucking soccer, and now you're listen, Nathan, you have to start recording now.
No, this is specifically American fans. This is like if you're from the UK, you're from Ireland, like soccer. That's fine. I've talked about this before. Are we recording? Because you just throw this in.
Yes, we are.
All right. Okay, good. Right. This is the issue, right? You go to like fucking like England, right? And like soccer fans there are all like named Barry, and they're bald as fuck, and they work as like a plumber, and like they say shit like I'm not racist, I just don't like them. And shit like that, and like they will kick the holy fuck out of you. Like they have matches at like Millwall where they make like homemade weapons. One of which is like they take a newspaper, right? You take a newspaper, right? Like, and you put the page out and you put a load of coins in it, right? And then you roll it up and you fold it in half and you hit someone as hard as you fucking can with it, and it'll fuck you up. Right, and they do like because like you can't bring in like a fucking like like an actual like hammer or some shit, but you can bring in a fucking newspaper and a fucking whole paint. But like so like they're all like that, and then you go to like Ireland fans are just the exact fucking same people as the fucking UK ones. You go to like
Northern
fucking
specifically.
They're terrifying.
Northern Irish people, remember that.
Yeah, they bring fucking road flares and homemade bombs and shit like IRA mode. And then like you got like South American shit. It's just every single adult male, so it's just the military. It's like fucking terrifying.
Their whole football is just karate. They don't fucking play football either. They're the fucking players fucking chopping each other up the entire fucking game.
Yeah,
it's like,
I've seen videos of like soccer riots with machetes in South
It's
America.
wild.
I've only been to one actual like professional soccer game in my life, and it was in Croatia.
Yeah.
And the way it was explained to me, it was Split, and I forget the name of the other city. It was the capital, though. The way it explained to me, it was like the two biggest teams. It was like the Montreal Canadiens playing the Toronto Maple Leafs in hockey terms. So it was a pretty big deal. And like we go in, we get patted down and all that. And I've never been to a soccer game. I'm like, oh, that's cool. Well, they have a fucking section at the other end of the stadium for the home team fans where they don't get any screening at all. Because as soon as the game, like the players came out, they fucking smoked out the arena with players and other shit. And then we look across from us on the other side of the arena, and like in this like fucking prison cell is where the opposing team fans were. And like inside with them is like the riot police, like surrounding them. I'm like, okay, that's weird. Watching the game, and my buddy's like, "Hey, look at that over there." And we look over, the riot police are just beating the other team fans for no reason. They're just fucking kicking the shit out of them.
Yeah, like, you look at
Motherfucker.
like Eastern European matches are just war. Like dudes will train for like 6 months in like UFC gyms to go to the match. Like legitimately, like it's wild shit. Like they like will like figure out. They'll literally practice taking down riot shields together. Like it's fucking like they're pulling off like Batman combo moves, like fucking like hitting it with the cape and then going to a fucking combo. Like it's insane, right? But then like imagine you're a player and you're a soccer player and you've been playing in the UK and you've done like Eastern Europe and shit and all, and then you get transferred to like fucking LA Galaxy or some shit, right? And you run out on the field and you're waiting for like the usual shit and that fucking like roar to get you pumped, and you turn around and you look at the crowd and it's a bunch of fucking bug men. They're all like 35 and like balding, wearing glasses, all wearing like 6 different scarves. Their wives let them out for the day. You can clearly see the ones whose wives are cheating on them, and they're like, hey, and I think they're very respectful and shit and all, and you're like, what the fuck is this? This is bullshit. I'm in like the middle of like Silicon Valley tech bro heaven. What the fuck? Like it's a fucking nightmare.
That describes Mitch.
You beat me to it. I was gonna say that sounds exactly like me.
I want to see like some like Polish team go with their fans to play LA Galaxy and just watch the massacre that takes place. That's just like 87 casualties, all US. One Polish man bruised his knuckles.
Just like a bunch of guys wearing fucking like Baby Yoda t-shirts, just bleeding out.
Yeah, exactly.
So when my brother got to high school here in Nova Scotia, he he was actually got to go onto the hockey team because they just brought our school's hockey team back. And the reason why the hockey team was gone is because across from us is another school.
Quick question: can you guys like slightly turn down your mic just because BA might have to like edit this kind of clip in a bit? I think.
Oh yeah.
Why don't fuck with it?
How's this?
Yeah, it's good. Yeah, it's perfect.
All right, I'll start over. So the two schools were right across from each other, and the fucking schools hated each other. But before we got to high school, me and my brother, the overarching league had to ban both teams, not because of the players, but because the fans would just get into full-blown riots every single game against each other.
Weren't the fans like mostly the parents?
No, it was the kids. But they were like the fucking equivalent of the soccer hooligans. They go there not to watch a game, but to beat the shit out of each other.
Yeah.
It was just like a fucking conjugating point.
Dude, yeah, they made it. I was like to an all boys like Christian school run by priests, and they made the mistake of telling us one year, being like, "Right, lads, we're in the football finals, and not enough people turned up at the last one. Can you all try and like come out for this one?" So there was 750 people in my school, and 650 turned up to this fucking match with road flares, drums, homemade weapons, and just lost the fucking shit like on the pitch. They were like, there was like one other the fucking other team had one single school class on the other side as their supporters who were just terrified because we lost and we rushed the fucking pitch.
Oh man.
Hey, you remember that story about the Brazilian like soccer referee that got fucking beheaded during a game?
I heard about that.
That's
like it was crazy though, because he fucking stabbed a dude to death.
Yeah,
like on
a
the
bunch of dudes rushed the pitch.
Yeah, but the referee stabbed someone first, and then they rushed him, killed him, beheaded him, and then some dude had a fucking pike and they put his head on it. I'm like,
they're parading around the.
I was like, who the fuck brought the pike? Who's going to the game sitting there like, today's the day?
Clearly, he knew what he was doing because it worked.
Where do you even get a pike?
They're in Brazil. They got a lot of good hardwood down there. I'm sure he made it.
It's like coldsteel.com or some shit. Like,
it was just like. It's like no one questioned that guy, the guy that's sitting there. Like, yeah,
I guarantee there wasn't a single arrest made either. It was just like that was mutual combat. It's legal.
He stabbed someone first.
I know. Yeah. But like fucking hardcore refereeing. It's like you don't get a red card, you get fucking stabbed in the throat.
Just like I hear about all this shit from other countries. I remember like growing up, we'd go and see hockey games, and I went to watch the fights. I went to watch people knock the shit out of each other, and when everything turned to dog shit, there's not really any.
Everyone that's saying that fighting has no place in hockey is ruining the game, and they should just like leave the sport alone.
Yeah, don't
I thought it was like accepted that like that was part of hockey. Genuinely,
it's a 5-minute penalty. That's all you get. But like, there's a bunch of people like it has no place in hockey. Go fuck yourself.
Go fuck yourself.
You know what? Yeah, come on to the ice so I can beat the shit out of you legally. As long as you have a pair of skates, on and you're in a hockey rink, it's fair game.
Yeah.
You got knives for feet. Like fists are more safe.
But fuck that. That'd actually be pretty funny. Just like you put skates on, go to like one of those family skates where it's just a bunch of people, and you just find a guy just
start barreling into 8-year-olds that are just learning how to skate.
The police come out of the ice and just put you in the box for 5 minutes.
You've killed 3 children. That's 15 minutes.
Garrett, you and I were having this conversation the other day, and I don't know. I think this was just like a schizophrenic thought I had while driving across New Brunswick at like 3 o'clock in the morning.
Which I thought you were going to die from, by the way.
What?
I thought you were going to die during that trip, by the way.
Yeah, so did I. I was like, actually chalked you up to like divvying out your shit.
Dude, it was fucking horrifying. I ran out of gas, I just, I wanted to drive through the middle of nowhere.
Really putting that hybrid battery to work.
Yeah, I didn't even care. That thing saved my fucking life.
Gas chads win again.
Yeah, fuck. Okay, so I took a wrong turn. Basically, like, okay, I'm going to go down the back roads. Okay, there's a sign saying there's going to be gas in 136 kilometers. So I take this highway. And when I say a wrong turn, I mean, like, this is where Google Maps is routing me. This is, like, me very much making the decision on purpose. Okay, I'm going to go this way because it looks cool, and I hate the highway. So 50 kilometers in, just nothing. Just fucking nothing. It's like a single lane of, like, pockmarked highway. Don't see another car. The sun's going down. Almost hit a moose. Moose and I stare each other down for, like, 2 minutes. He just walks away. Keep on driving, 100 kilometers in, almost hit 2 more moose. Hit a rabbit, fucking almost hit 10 other rabbits. Like, 136 kilometers in, there's no gas station. 150 kilometers in, there's no gas station. I had like 250K in my tank. 250 kilometers in, there's no gas station. The sign just fucking lied to me. So at this point, I'm starting to get a little desperate. I find a gas station like 300 kilometers in. I'm basically empty. It's closed. So I search for a gas station, like the closest 24-hour one. I got 20K left in my tank, so I'm like, okay, fuck it. It's 40 kilometers away. I got full battery in my fucking hybrid. So I take the road Google Maps routes me, and it turns out it's like this single lane trail in the woods that felt like I was going to die the entire fucking time. I get there barely, like driving 20 kilometers an hour the entire way, just like windows rolled up waiting for a fucking Wendigo to get me. Get to the 24-hour gas station, and I think I messaged both of you because like I feel like I'm going to fucking die at this point. There's no service for 90% of this trip. Get to the gas station, it's fucking closed. And then the locals see me, and like I recognize the pickups because I keep on driving around the block. There's like 3 of them. So
is there a version of rednecks up there that'll spotted you or like, you're looking pretty Asian to me, you're pretty slanty-eyed motherfucker over there. You're in the wrong part of town, boy.
Pretty much. Like, they were parking in ways like they could look at me, and like one of them was just like slowly going around the block, and eventually after like half an hour of these guys circling the block, just like getting closer and closer.
Nathan, come out and play.
I just like, I took my goon beam, like my stupid bright flashlight, and I just blind one. I'm like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, I can see you. Turns out there was a break-in. They're actually in the area, and they're just like being vigilant. They're actually
got a good look at you. They're like, he's one of them day walkers. Eyes aren't too slanty. He's good. He's good.
But fuck, I was going somewhere with this.
Yeah, so you got to the gas station, and
yeah, okay.
Did you sleep in your car or some shit?
No, yeah, I just, because there were fucking like people stalking me, I stayed up all night. The place opened at like 5, so it wasn't that big of a deal.
It's about time you noticed that this redneck was actually a 7-foot-tall Wendigo.
One of these rednecks started to shed his skin and wail, and I became concerned.
Just like, I fuck, schizophrenic thought. Well, if I get killed by a Wendigo, I'm just going to yell some ridiculous shit right before it kills me. So the next person it kills, it's gonna say the same things. Just like, imagine you're getting stalked by this coyote walking on 2 legs, and the first thing you just hear is, "Nice balls."
Isn't there like a genuinely like relatively widely held belief that they're like skinwalkers are real in like certain parts of like the Canadian forest and shit?
Oh yeah, no.
Oh, yeah. The stories are real. It's like I think it's a Algonquin legend about the Wendigo. Skinwalkers are more from like the Navajo down in the United States.
Yeah.
Which fun fact I learned that they actually link into another legend in Canada.
Oh yeah.
It's like the Naha tribe from like the Northwest Territories. They're apparently like anyone that comes into their territory, like fucking head off, no questions asked.
Yeah.
And then like one day the Dene tribe that's also in the Northwest was like, you know what? We're tired of these guys cutting our heads off. So they went to attack them, and they're like gone. All of them were just gone. And then like according to that, it's like, yeah, they just fucking left, went down to like Navajo country, and then that's where they
could explain where skinwalkers came from.
But it's just like, yeah, you know, weird noises in the woods are a real thing.
Yeah. Oh, dude. No, I've had my own experiences, and almost everyone I know has had them.
Before we get into that, I'm just gonna have a plug here.
Yeah.
You know what keeps Wendigos at bay? The Caltech KSG.
You fucking
one tube of buckshot, one tube of fucking dragon breath rounds, ain't nothing getting you.
Just like
the best argument against like
native guy.
The best argument against like Wendigos or Bigfoots existing is the fact that no one's fucked one yet. I guarantee if they existed, someone would have found it and fucked it.
Hey, you know what?
Yeah.
Bigfoot doesn't believe in you either.
That's fine. Fuck Bigfoot, you can suck my dick. Can you imagine how bad his dick will smell? Like a 7-foot-tall ape man, like fucking wandering around, never bathed his entire life.
Yeah.
Or like, I don't know, fucking like
smells
cattle
like
and
fucking
shit.
Yeah. I was going to say, he's not going to smell like fucking Old Spice. When's the last time you cleaned under his dick?
You don't know that. Maybe he has fucking proper hygiene.
Like seaweed style smegma coming out his cock.
Oh man, so I've been like deep diving fucking CERN and the Large Hadron Collider recently, and
you keep talking about driving into that a lot. I'm getting concerned.
Well, if they didn't want me to drive into it, they wouldn't call it the collider.
I mean, true.
It's just like all the conspiracy theories around that, which I'm not going to get into as much because I don't. Like, I'm schizophrenic right now, but I don't want to get too schizophrenic. But I do want to like use it to go back in time to give medieval peasants energy drinks and just see what happens. Like
that was my on my Bumble dating profile for a while. That was one of the things. It was like they always have these like prompts of questions that are like clearly made for like white girls. Like, if you could go back in time, what would you do? And I was like, and give a medieval peasant a warhead sour candy and immediately be executed as a warlock. Can you like, imagine the public reaction to that? They'd be like, "You tried to kill him," and I'd be like, "No." And they'd be like, "You gave him a magic orb and killed him."
He's just there on the ground having a seizure, just like froth coming out of his mouth. Like, I just want to try that with like bang energy. You would create a fucking army.
A religion based around bang.
No. You guys are missing two of the key elements: pepper spray and taser. They would not know what happened.
that's literally all Viking berserkers
no
wear.
one want to come within like 30 feet of you.
Well, like shoot an arrow more than 30 feet.
Yeah,
that's all Viking berserkers wear. They were just gym bros that they gave big monster to, and they lost their shit.
Fuck.
Like I truly think you could conquer the medieval world with like 40 peasants and just like a crate of fucking rain.
Having been pepper sprayed twice, I know that would fuck up a peasant. A peasant would not know what hit him and like would trust no one ever again.
They would absolutely think it was fucking magic. But like, what's wild is like back then is like you had so little information. You just be like, the king said we've got to kill these guys. I guess we're doing that now. And like that continued up until like fucking World War II, where you just had these like bum hicks from nowhere. They were just like, go kill that guy. And they're like, I guess we're killing these guys now. Okay, I'm on them. And just like went to decimate the Japanese. Like that was like all they had. Like they just had no idea. They were just like, I was told to do it, so I did it. And they just like go for it.
Well, like I think that's just basically been the case until like the 80s.
I feel like that was like really evident during the Roman Civil War when like the people they were fighting over were still Romans, so they're like, I guess he's in charge today. And then like the next morning there's like a new army. It's like, oh, I guess we worship that guy today. It's just like, it's like at the end of the day, it's like I'm a Roman, I guess. Like, I don't know who's winning. I particularly don't give a shit.
I know it still looks fucking exactly like me. I think I know him. I guess I'm winning. Like, let's cut his fucking head off. And I still
imagine that during that like war, like so many like legions just kept switching sides. It's just, like I don't know anymore.
Just fucking sheer confusion on the battlefield.
Imagine that they're just like, oh hi Tim. Hey, what are those guys today? Yep.
It was a simpler time. It was a happier time.
It was a much
all you had to do was kill.
It was.
Everything wasn't complete dog shit. It was pretty dog shit.
You just fought for whoever paid you better.
Or just like whoever they tell you.
Yeah, whoever they tell you.
Them's were the days.
I'm wondering if Anna just like last time, like her computer just died and like.
Nope, I'm still here.
Okay.
I just see it in the side, like, Anna, do you have a fake name to use? It's too fucking late for that, dude. We've used your real name in both of the other episodes.
Well, Anna isn't my real name, so it's okay.
I'm gonna call you Greg.
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 Mel.
No.
Right, here's one. Mel, yeah. Nathan,
Dude, you fucking had your full real name and your last name last episode. You said it. It's
me.
You doxed yourself.
Which one? Me or
you? Anna.
Also, Anna, I have to ask, are you eating right now?
Am I what?
Is Anna eating right now?
No, we had a Starburst. Does that help?
I'm still, I won't say where, but I'm so proud that I just immediately, and I was like, I live in the worst place in England, and I guessed it in one go. Immediately, I was like, I know exactly where you live.
No, wait, that was off the show. We weren't recording.
I know. I'm not gonna say where. But she was like, I live in the worst place in England. I was being like, oh yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I learned about, what was it, Scouse?
Scouts, yes,
Scouts.
Liverpool people. Is it Liverpool? They're not real people.
No, listen,
No,
you
Garrett
mentioned
gets so angry.
Garrett. You mentioned Millwall earlier. You know that's actually Mitch's team. He supports them. And,
any single fucking Millwall supporter would immediately stomp Mitch to death if they met him in person. They'd be like,
They wouldn't have a hard time. He's a fucking gimp.
He loves it. He's a hooligan himself.
Mitch will be launched headfirst into the opposing team as like a grunt. He'd just be like lifted up and thrown into the opposing team as a projectile weapon.
Trust me, he loves them. They love him too. But the thing is, see, you were saying about them making like homemade weapons, but do you know about what got them like infamous on the news and stuff? It is because they killed what was it? Down syndrome kid. They pushed him off the train or something.
Wait, hold on. Did he deserve it?
He was a fan of the opposing team, so I guess.
He's probably talking shit. He probably deserved it. You guys seen this shit. You guys sick. And they were like, fuck you.
Dude.
I'm to play toss the tard, and over he fucking goes.
That fucking reminds me. Remember Julian?
Mm-hmm.
Just like my one of my best friends growing up. His family used to take me to hockey games, and God, I was like 5 or 6, and somehow I learned the word cocksucker, and I didn't know what it meant. But I didn't know what it meant, and like I think people were just egging us on. The two of us were just there, opposing teams fucking goalie net, just yelling down, calling the other team cocksuckers, and we had no idea what it fucking meant.
Teaching children curse words is one of the small joys in life.
Oh no, 100%.
Everyone says teenagers are the cruelest. Back to the high school hockey, our team would go behind the other team's net, or like our fans would go to the other team. Whenever a goal went in, they'd just all start chanting together, "It's all your fault," or like something like "No one loves you," and like, man, did that fuck with them?
You're adopted.
I was in my first year of high school at this like Christian all boys school, and like when you're in you're like for about 6 months leading up to you going into the school, you're terrorized by anyone who's ever been there. Like, we're gonna fucking kill you. You're gonna get fucked, and you're like, oh my god. And like they do shit to you. So like we do this thing where if you were like walking down a hallway, there'd be like these like 6-year-olds who are 18-year-old grown men lining either side of the hallway, and then as you go by, they put a box on your head and I'll punch it as hard as they could and just knock you around the fucking place.
Holy shit!
So like you're terrorized for the first like at least year you're there, right? So you're on edge. You go into school stressed out your fucking mind, anxious as shit. You're also constantly aware of the possibility of a priest touching you. So like you're absolutely fucking terrified of your mind. I was sitting in maths class, and our fucking classroom like had like one side was all windows out into like our main football pitch, and there was a football match going on. And all of a sudden we just start hearing screaming, and our maths teacher was this big 6'5" former Irish hurley player, big cunt. He's about like 50 odd, and he hears the scream and looks at it and he goes, "For fuck's sake!" And he goes flying out the emergency exit, and then we just see that a full-on brawl has erupted where there's like just bodies on top of each other, guys kicking the shit out of the opposing team, and he just starts lifting people off of each other, just throwing students backwards across the football pitch.
That's
just
incredible.
decimated them. We're all sitting there wide-eyed, scared out of our fucking minds, like we are going to die here. But we survived. It was fun. I have many injuries. I broke my legs 3 times. I broke my finger.
Holy shit!
But it was a great school. I would never trade it for
milk, bro.
I was just everyone learns about mutual combat when they're about 13.
Remember our first day of school?
Which one?
The one where the guy got literally stabbed our first day of school. First day of high school.
Yeah, some guy got stabbed.
Like first day of school, guy gets stabbed on the south side, and it's like nice to know that the rest of the world also has the same experiences in high school.
Yeah. Oh man,
but one guy did get bottled. Like he got like a glass bottle smashed over his head, and the guy that did it went with him in the ambulance and was like, "I'm sorry, Nico." He's like, "It's all right, Hugo. It's all right."
That's a fun kind of like school violence. I think the guy getting stabbed on the front steps of fucking redacted high school is a little less fun, dude. I think
I
sent that
can't
video.
imagine any Canadian violence. On my head, it's like, oh Jesus, stab me there, it's fucking bad. Oh no.
Fuck. I actually saw a video of. I think I sent it to you guys because it was just awful. A video of a stabbing in Australia.
Oh yeah, I watched that. That was like,
Oh, yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
the dude that
yeah,
like
That's
stabbed
brutal.
the neck. Fuck me, that was
Yeah.
crazy.
Dude, that was fucking awful.
the fucking
That's
ear.
nice, though. What's the logic in doing that? That's so fucking
Well,
stupid.
Well,
Like, why would-
I was talking
Al
to
Pacino
Nathan,
was the Irishman.
I was talking to Nathan about it, and
Yeah.
like, fuck, it's like the guys with the knives were leaving, and then the other assholes just kept
Yeah.
pursuing them.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
like it's really eerie watching someone get stabbed in the neck, and then just like process what just happened.
Yeah,
It's
you,
like,
you see him just like slowly the life leave his body because you can see him confused.
Yeah.
And then he like,
Yeah.
looks down, and then he just like slowly collapses and he's dead.
Yeah. Like,
Kind of
fuck.
had it coming, if you ask me, though. Like, why the fuck would you do that anyways? It's like play dumb games, win stupid
Win
prizes.
stupid
Yeah.
prizes.
for your friend's fucking ego too.
Yeah, it wasn't even. He wasn't even
This
like the
Like,
primary.
Al Pacino warns about this in The Irishman, and the guy pulls a gun on him and he rushes him, and he's like they turns to the crowd. He's playing Jimmy Hoffa, and he's like, always remember, if you got a gun, you rush him. You got a knife, you run the other way. Remember, gun, rush, knife, run.
Yeah, no, straight up.
That's literally a good rule to follow. Like,
Yeah, but like, fuck, it was depressing. It actually kind of like bummed me out for the next day. Like, I don't have a.
It didn't bum me out. It was just like, man, note to self, 1,000 times over. Much rather always be in a gunfight than a knife fight.
Oh yeah, no, straight up. If it's a choice between a gunfight and a knife fight, gunfight, 100%, 100%.
You know what would help that guy?
Well,
A Caltech KSG.
I Caltech KSG.
are you legitimately sponsored by this fucking gun company? What's
This
going on?
fucking gun company.
No,
Like,
I just love my Caltech KSG.
just like. I know you're not like much of a gun person. Just Google their shit. Everything
Yeah, I
that
think
they.
is this the one I said his real name. Is this the one you sent me a photo of? One of those like fucking badass like shotguns?
Yeah, it
Yes.
looks like something out of fucking Cyberpunk 2077.
Yeah.
Everything
Yeah.
that they make is designed by people on cocaine.
Yes.
I
Everything.
love that. That's how
Like-
everything should be made.
No, 100%.
I mean, like the further like reinforce Nathan's point about everything being made on cocaine. It's like you are absolutely like a hand slip away from blowing your fucking hand off with the Caltech KSG because like
Yeah.
your hand is right there. When it's in the proper place, you feel the heat. If you slip, it's going up in front of the barrel. There's nothing to stop it.
Yeah.
Nathan, I actually only came across our old videos of us shooting in LA. I mean, we were shooting like that, like was it like a 44 Magnum, like the big fucking dirty Harry revolver.
I think I got you behind like everything. Like in 1911.
Yeah, but like I was looking at the Magnum and I was like, I remember that every time we fired it, like there's like a blast out like the back near the fucking like grip, and you could feel it on your fucking
Oh yeah,
hand.
it's the cylinder.
The
cap.
front of the cylinders, yeah.
Yeah.
Terrifying. It's the most like painful gun I've
Like,
ever used.
if you have your thumb up by it, you fucking mangle your thumb.
Yeah. My one of my buddies there, he was telling me when we went to the range and we were firing
Yeah.
the Desert Eagle with
Yeah.
the 50 AE.
Yeah.
God damn, do I love that gun.
Yeah, I'm surprised you never got one.
They're pretty pricey
Yeah.
for like, and not to mention like I wasn't reloading at the time. I'd probably consider one now because I can reload my own bullets.
I mean, it's
But
not too late.
it's true.
Yeah.
But I just remember my buddy. He was standing behind me when I was firing, and he's like, "I felt my soul leave my body, and I wasn't even shooting." I was like, "Fucking love that gun." Except for it jams like a motherfucker.
Yeah, dude.
I mean, it was a range gun, but at the same time, it's like it was like we had the
They're not
we had
designed
we had
for
the fucking single action. It
yeah,
kind of lame.
yeah. They're not designed for heavy range use. I don't think.
They're not.
Yeah.
They're not meant for loot. Nathan, I'm just gonna interrupt for a second.
Hmm?
Tell me, does that not look like a pirate stealing a fucking sign?
It does. What the fuck?
Just a mayor in BC. He's got an eye patch and he's stealing a sign.
It's like a fucking Dan Crenshaw with less fucking lame.
I was going over shit about John McAfee the other day, and I remembered one of the funniest interactions he ever had on
Yeah.
Twitter, which was when he posted a photo of his campaign manager when he was running for like president of the Libertarian Party, and it's this dude literally looks like fucking Solid Snake with a ponytail and an eye patch and a beard, right? And then someone just replies to John McAfee and is like, "This is a photo of him from a year ago, and he had both eyes. What happened?" And John just replies, "A lot." The dude was just like the most chaotic motherfucker on the planet.
He was. Did you ever see his video about how to uninstall McAfee antivirus?
Yeah, it fucking rules. I remember
Yeah,
that.
it's just him doing a bunch of
He-
bath salts on a
He
table.
fucking
and
invited me to hang out in Barbados, and I was like, I would go, but I'd lose a limb. Like we DM'd on
Did
Twitter.
you take him
previously.
up on that?
No, I didn't. Like I should have probably, because he died literally like 6 months later. It probably would have been fun, but like literally we were like DMing on Twitter and shit. And I was like, he was literally just like, oh yeah, if you're ever like in Barbados, just come hang out. And I was like, that sounds incredible, but he would definitely offer me like copious amounts of drugs.
Oh yeah, no, he had like a harem of prostitutes that he was just.
Apparently, he
McAfee?
liked to have shit on him. Apparently.
Oh yeah, I heard about that. I have no idea if it was a smear job, but knowing him, probably not.
It was a smear job, all right.
I feel like for an effective smear job against John, you have to be like, oh, everything he does is an act. He actually like lives in like Palm Beach. He's got a wife and kids, and he's never done drugs in his life. Like that would be a real smear job against John.
Because his whole persona, like he embraced it. He very much embraced it. Like looking at videos that he put out in 2009, I want to say. It's just him with like a big container where he has printed out the label bath salts and taped it to it. Like he embraces
the coolest rich guy ever, because every other rich guy is fucking gay who does nothing with their fucking money. They're all just like they either just like do the most basic like I got a yacht and I fucking go around on my yacht in the sun all day doing nothing, or they do like they pretend to do other gay businesses that are just really like fucking attempts to sell more stock and boost their fucking image or whatever. Yeah. He was like, fuck it, I'm a billionaire. I'm gonna go and do coke in the fucking Bahamas. It's gonna rule. I'm gonna kill him. Like, awesome.
Yeah, he straight up killed a dude, didn't he?
Yeah,
probably.
Well, it's really funny because like there's a documentary now. It's a Netflix documentary, so you have to assume like a good amount of it is bullshit, you know. But like he in this documentary, they interview this guy who was like John had like a big like compound, and the back of it like was all along a beach. So there was a shared beach between all the neighbors, right? And all the neighbors were all these like rich old assholes, right? And this one dude next door was pissed off that John's dogs were running up and down like this beach. They all owned, like it wasn't like it was your man's backyard or whatever. And he came over to talk shit to John. He walked into John's house, started talking shit, and John just racked a shotgun and was like, off my property. And the next day, John found his dogs dead, poisoned to death with like a fucking like poison in a T-bone steak or some shit.
Holy shit.
So like he was obviously very upset about this, and then like the next thing was your mom was like tied up in his house and shot to death. the girl in the fucking documentary interviews this guy who was like an employee of John's, who was just this local dude who was just like from the island and shit and all, and like typical, it looks like a fucking Rasta man, like dreadlocks and shit and all. And she's like, so like right before that happened, you got like a like the police records show you got like a bank account transfer of like $5,000. Do you have anything to say about that? And he's like, no. No. I just deadpan is like, not really, no. And she's like, any implication they may be involved? He's like, no. It's just like completely deadpan. So he's like smiling. Like, so you definitely just killed this dude for John, like 100%.
But like, what? Where was it? It was Barbados, I think. But it was like this very specific island that rich fucking assholes just go to.
Yeah, something like that. It was like something like in the. It was, I think actually that might have been Belize. I think he was in Belize for that.
Belize,
one.
Yeah.
And
they eventually came for him for like tax evasion or something, and he just
he just refused to pay taxes.
Like if I die in prison, I didn't kill myself, and then 2 days later he killed himself.
There's no way John McAfee killed himself. That motherfucker was like he is like the least likely person on the planet to fucking off himself. The dude was like absolutely dedicated to living the most insane life he possibly fucking could.
Yeah, no, 100%.
He was not done yet.
Yeah.
I still loved his every time he got arrested. He was arrested like repeatedly, right? But he had the same tactic every time, because you know like he was like in his probably like 60s or some shit by the time he died and all, right? So like his move was he'd get arrested and they'd be transporting him to the jail, and he'd be like, my heart, and he just collapse on the ground holding his chest, and they'd be like, oh fuck, he's having a heart attack, and they put him in the hospital. He'd be like, fucking suckers, he just escaped and go back on the road. And he'd do that every fucking time. It fucking ruled.
What a fun dude.
He was great. I love John, but
dude, you should have gone and done fucking.
Yeah, I should have gone to Barbados. It would have been fun.
Should have gone to Barbados. Just fucking hang out with.
I just had like images of me in like a rowboat with John, like running from the feds or some shit.
Row harder, boy. Row harder.
Yeah, literally, John is clearly smoking crack as if it's a cigarette, being like, "Yeah, go on, hurry up."
But you know what? If someone someone poisoned my dogs with a T-bone steak, I'd probably murder them too.
That's the thing. Everyone thinks John Wick is badass, and then you do it in real life, and they're like, "Whoa, that's too far."
Yeah.
Don't hurt dogs.
No, don't fucking hurt dogs.
Don't be mean to animals.
Yeah.
Or you'll get shot with a Caltech KSG.
Yeah. Part of me wants to like brainstorm fake names for Anna. BR can censor Anna now, I guess.
Why are you censoring me? That's not my name. You can
It's like the third time she said this. She's like, it's fine.
I'm just reading the chat. I'm assuming. Please take this up here.
wrote it that like half an hour ago.
Yes.
Anna, how are things where you are at the moment? Any happenings, any goings on?
Nothing, or the occasional terrorist threat a few days ago.
Wait, what?
From who?
Yeah, on the airport as usual.
ISIS back to their old tricks again. The world's returning to normal.
It's just the whole influx of immigrants and stuff. It's because of the Rwanda thing. Because the EU was like, no, it's inhumane to transport illegal immigrants from the canal to Rwanda. And everyone's like, okay, let them in the country then. And bam.
Anna, first of all, Anna, you didn't get the memo. Diversity is our strength, okay?
Diversity is our strength.
I'm going to strangle the next person who sends it to me.
If your fucking prime minister keeps making up these buzzwords too, you
don't
motherfucker.
even have him. He resigned. Now they're running to choose.
I meant Canada, but yeah, Pearl Bojo was gone as well. Bojo.
Yeah, they're all the same. Like every world leader right now, basically.
Except for Putin. He's very much not diversity is our strength. I mean, Zelensky's saying diversity is our strength, but he means diversity of his weapon systems.
Yeah.
Fucking foreign aid.
Yeah, no, that was actually fucking wild. I like every 2 hours there was just a new fucking British politician being like, "Yeah, I know, like like a month ago I was saying how great Boris is, but actually he fucking sucks, and I'm out. Bye." I'm just resigning on the spot.
Yeah. They want to put on some liberal guy now. Well, they're choosing it from inside Parliament. You can't vote until like 2024 if you're like a citizen or whatever. So they're choosing it from within, and now the guy that's leading is some Middle Eastern dude that's like liberal but not liberal. It's really weird to explain. He has very contradicting stuff, but like he's like a feminist or whatever you want to call it. Everything in the book, but not at the same time.
God.
So it's really
just like get those foreign aid dollars.
According to Fox News, I'm just looking here. Apparently, when Biden met the Crown Prince of Saudi Arabia, and it was like talking about that journalist, those Crown Prince just smirked. I'm just like, oh man.
Oh yeah,
definitely sent a death squad.
It is kind of like completely like cut up a journalist and like send his body parts to different parts of the world. And when everyone's like, "Did you do this?" It's be like, yeah. What are you gonna do about it? What are you gonna do about it?
That's their entertainment. What do you expect? All they have is sand. What do you do all this?
It's like my mind jumps to this awful joke. I can't remember who told it to me. Like, have you ever had Ethiopian food?
Neither have they.
I mean, they got oil too. That's why Biden's there, isn't it?
Yeah, no. Like,
sorry, I called you a pariah. Can we have some oil?
So I went into our group chat, Garrett, and the first thing that I see is a video of just like a bunch of guys in like an Asian. Just a factory getting decimated by a machine with the caption, "Robots are the Chinaman's natural predator."
Yeah, that's the conclusion I've come to. I've been watching a bunch of these videos of like machinery incidents, and literally 90% of them are from Asia. And I've determined that the natural predator of the Chinaman is the machine. Like they are just constantly getting decimated by like fucking robot arms, like rolling machines and shit. Like it's literally Looney Tunes shit. Like dudes getting stuck into like fucking like flatteners and just coming out squish the other side. It's insane.
I'm just watching it right now. He's just
the funniest part is, so basically, obviously people can't see this. It's these dudes working in a factory, right? And this robot arm like, moves over and like crushes this dude. He's like, right? And everyone's trying to help him, right? And as they're trying to help him, two dudes on the other side just start getting crushed by a different arm, and they're like, Everyone's just panicking.
We shouldn't be laughing at
it's
this.
like they the machines planned it. It was like a fucking assault attack.
I hope they were okay. I didn't see like copious amounts of blood. I hope they were
it just kind of looked like it was hitting them there. Like it's all more like a noise than anything.
Yeah, but like the videos it usually sends, like one person went into like I think a paper roller at one point.
Yeah, well, there was one guy. I think this was Eastern European. To be fair, one guy was at like a lathe they use for like I guess like doing like a fucking woodwork shit or whatever, and like his hand gets caught, and he's stuck there for like a second. and then he just goes boom, like directly into it, and it just starts spinning, and he goes from human to meat in about 2 seconds. Then, like, one of his colleagues runs in with his hands on his head. One of his colleagues, he's hands, he's like, "Oh my god!" It's like what? He's like, you see the guy being like, "What the fuck do I do?" Like he's not here, he's gone. Like he's just fucking, his skin is just spinning.
At this point, he's like a wet rag.
Oh god, I remember that video.
I was horrified.
I told that to my mother.
Just like, don't get me wrong, I fucking hate the government, whatever. Like, sometimes
some regulation is good.
Fuck for OSHA. Sometimes. Oh,
I showed that video unexpectedly to my mother. I was like, "Watch this," and just turned my phone around, and it was just that. And she was like, "What the fuck?" And she was like, "You see those?" And she goes, "I still think about that and get upset. Like, what's wrong with you?" And I'm like, "That was funny."
Oh Jesus!
Yeah, that guy got just from zero to obliterated.
Yeah, no, he turned into like literally red mist in a rag.
Yeah, Anna, you were saying something. What was that?
No, I was asking you, have you seen that one incident? It's quite old. That guy that got scalped by one of the machines, like he had like long hair and he was around this like rolling thing that flattens things out. And I don't know, he was just dicking about and he had like a ponytail or something. And then he grabbed onto it and they just fucking took off the top of his fucking hair.
Oh.
Yeah, I was about to mention that one too. And I think it was the U.S. Army or the U.S. Marines. There was someone with long hair, contractor or something. And they're doing like maintenance on the shaft line for a helicopter. He's got his hair stuck in it, and it just fucking took it off. And
like, I don't know what the fuck you do in that situation. They'll probably be like, "Can you guys just like kill me or shoot me in the head or something to fucking end it? Like this is awful."
Yeah,
jettison your meaty flesh and become a skeleton.
You're gonna be bald with a weird scar of like a fucking like what's that in your head, man? It's like, oh yeah, that fucking weird like paper cut outline along my fucking head. It's because I got pulled off.
Oh Jesus!
What a story to tell.
That is a fucking bad way to go.
You just have to get it like fucking tattooed at barbed wire and pretend you're sick as fuck and be like, yeah, I'm just cool like that.
Fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's nightmare shit. Has any? Do you guys use TikTok much?
No,
I do not have TikTok. Yeah.
My For You page is nothing but Andrew Tate. It is literally just nothing but videos of Andrew Tate.
He got arrested for fucking prostitution. Like,
listen, that's what top G's do. They get arrested for prostitution. It's fine.
Wait, who the fuck is Andrew Tate? Was he the prostitute or was he getting prostitute?
Can I just say I appreciate how Anna was
the prostitute?
He got arrested for fucking prostitution.
Yeah, like, this man has a long storied history. But Anna's right though; he did get arrested for that. Yeah, but in his defense, essentially was the bitch is lying. So like, that was basically it. No, like the background on Andrew Tate. I'm sure many of your listeners here know I've heard of Andrew Tate, but he's like 4 times kickboxing world champion who was like kind of broke. He had like an apartment in London, but like that was it. And so he had been just like banging girls around the world, had like 5 different girlfriends in 5 countries. So he used his last 10 grand to fly them to his apartment. And he was like, "You're all my girlfriends." They were like, "What?" He's like, "Yeah, I've been dating all of you. Now we're going to start a cam studio. You're going to be my bitches." Yeah. And like, that's what he did. And it worked.
It worked. He did it in Romania with another guy as well. Yep.
Yeah, he lives with his brother Tristan in Romania. Basically, he kept getting like the UK police kept arresting him and like trying to find different like ways to fucking like do him for shit. That they like it was all because everything was like hearsay shit. Some girl would be like, "Yeah, he fucking like beat me" or some shit. And then they like go and ask him, and everyone involved would be like, "No, he was here with me." So like he always kept getting away with whatever. And so then he just moved to Romania because in his words he was like, he goes, "If you're gonna live in an unfair society, at least live in one where you can just bribe people to get out of shit." He was like, he just lives in Romania now, where he has, I believe, like multiple like strip clubs, cam studios. He owns a supercar rental service. He owns like 12 like supercars, like Bugattis and shit. And
holy shit!
Dude makes like fucking 200 million a year, I think is what he estimated, which seems about accurate. But he's like taken over fucking TikTok for some reason. He's like every second video that
he's
shows
on the alpha male shit. That's why people love that crap right now.
Yeah, but I will say he is fucking hilarious. It was like some of the shit he comes out with. Like one of my favorite ones of his was he was talking about like dating and getting girls, and he's like, you text a girl on Instagram, never tell a girl you're going to sleep. She texts you, it's 3 a.m. You want to go to bed. You're tired. She's like, "Oh, what are you doing?" You reply, "I'm going to work." She's like, it's 3 a.m. You're like, money never sleeps. Phone down. Shit like that. Like, it's fucking hilarious. It's so fucking funny. But it's like he's one of these great like internet characters. Like, if you don't take anything he says too seriously, like he's great to watch. But like, definitely done some fucking fucked up shit. He used to be on a bunch of like British reality shows back in the day. Like, he was on like the British Big Brother, and he was on like basically the version of Survivor they had in the UK, where like they went to like an island, they had to survive and shit and all. And it's really weird to see now like how fucking incredibly popular he's gotten online. Like, it's been like literally in the course of like 3 months, he's just fucking blown up.
I'm also like a fucking hermit that doesn't go on the internet other than like the bare minimum of what I have to work. I've only heard of him from you, and he sounds hilarious.
He is very funny. Just don't like take anything he says as like actual.
Yeah, no, I really hate like the alpha male personality, like Liver King and all of the.
Well, I will say what's weird is that like he's got a weird fucking like dichotomy on shit, because he isn't. A lot of his shit isn't the typical red pill alpha male bullshit. Like, a lot of it is, but a lot. So like he's talking about, once again, dating, and he's like, forget all that like red pill shit of like, oh, women only want a dude that's like fucking 6 foot tall, jacked, rich, like all that shit. He goes, none of that shit fucking matters. You can be working in Starbucks like and generally look like shit. He goes, all you have to do is be fucking interesting. Just find a way to make yourself interesting. Is all that fucking matters. Which is like the opposite of what all the usual red pill alpha dudes say.
Yeah. But, do you remember like fucking what was it? Spike Television, all those shitty fucking dating shows.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Spike TV.
Oh, that was all like super toxic bullshit.
Do you remember fucking that one? What was it called? It was like Beauty and the Geek. Was that it? They had like nerds dating hot
I've
girls.
watched that. That was on the Comic-Con thing, wasn't it?
Yeah. It fucking ruled. They just took these like kissless autistic virgins and made them date like models.
Dating.
And it was the funniest shit ever.
They weren't models. They were like random cosplay chicks. They were like average, and it was funny because all of the nerds were like, most of them didn't know what to say. It was fucking hilarious. It was like,
right.
Yeah, but compared to them, I can agree. It was kind of like models to them. I can see what you mean.
There was like, I always remember there was one dude that was like, and like doing anime villain monologues all the time when they were doing the interviews, and he was like, "I'm going to use my superior intelligence and my wit to outsmart all of these puny beings." And then like they got to like the voting round, they're like, "Everyone votes you out because you're an asshole. Get out."
Yeah.
He's like, "What?"
This is legitimately just like the mid-2000s version of the Undateables.
Literally, yeah.
Love on the spectrum.
Yeah, straight up. But I miss when they used to do all those like cringy shows and shit. They were fucking great.
There was a recent one with some costumes. Did you see that? Everyone like gets like turned into some random beast like on Netflix.
Yeah, that ruled. That was the best thing ever.
I like that one.
That was great because the thing about that was like they brought in like professional makeup. The idea was to like, you know, it's a show about like whether or not people will date people if they don't know what they really look like. So they bring in like legitimately incredible makeup artists to like make people look like different random characters. Yeah. And like one girl was like a panda, and it was like these like incredible like prosthetics and like shit and all. And I remember she was like she got to choose from like these 3 dudes. She wasn't dating these 3 dudes. She has to choose who she like gets rid of. But she was fucking insufferable. And there was one dude who's dressed. He's like done like the Tin Man from Wizard of Oz. He's like just sitting there completely silver. And she chose him to like be out. She was like, "I'm afraid I'm have to like cut you or whatever." And this dude's like, "Yes!" And like stands up and is like shaking her hands like, "Good luck, boys!" And like fucking bails out. And she's like fucking raging. So they're like, "What the fuck?" And he's the camera. He's like, "I am so happy to be done with this. I hated her. She was awful."
That's fucking incredible.
Other 2 dudes started sweating.
Yeah, no, they look so disappointed. And then you see them like, "Oh, for fuck's sake!" Like head in their hands, like,
yeah, just like take your per diem and fucking leave.
I've been fucking binge watching Forge and Fire.
What's that?
It's like a blacksmithing competition show.
Yeah. Are you watching it on Plex?
No, I'm watching it on. I know
what you're going to fucking say.
No, they have it on YouTube, but it's like the best way to watch it because they just show the fucking final.
Yeah.
You don't have to show like all the bullshit leading up. They just do the final weapons, and it's actually pretty fun to watch. And you always know who's gonna like most likely fuck it up because they're like, "I'm gonna do some fancy Damascus steel," which is like. Yeah, it looks real good, but like, you know what they want? Fucking practical, useful weapon, and those are the ones that always break. And as soon as you hear it, you're like, you're fucked.
Yeah.
My favorite thing about that show is that they've got all these like knife and like forging experts on it and shit. And one dude is like an Asian guy with like a totally normal American accent, right? And he's always the guy. Yeah, right. But he always tests like all the blades, right? And like after testing it, whoever wins, like he switches from his totally normal American accent to be like, "Your blade will cut." And it's like, where did this come from? Why are you doing this?
It will kill.
It will kill.
I want to learn that accent and just do it at inappropriate times.
But like it's fun to watch because like when you compare it to like other game shows where like the people lose like fucking like all the guys are like, yeah, you know, I'm really proud of myself and where I've come from and blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
Like, I wish the best. It's like, man, it's like the fucking hockey players of fucking game shows.
Nathan, how much would I have to pay you to turn up to the next meal you have with your parents wearing like a rice paddy hat with your eyes taped back and buck teeth?
Dude, nothing. Not a damn thing.
Just like knocks you off the table and be like, "Me so sorry." Like immediately your mother's like, "What are you doing?"
I don't know if his mom would like cry or just be happy.
Oh,
like, he's gone full Asian.
Dude,
He's finally accepted his heritage.
That's the thing. Okay, so I've never fucking talked about this online. I don't think I've ever talked about this with anyone. My dad is like just you know what a weeb is, yeah?
Yes.
Just like really into, he's like that with all Asian shit. So he's like the most white guy you can possibly. You've met him.
Yeah, he's a fucking like 6-foot-something Scottish man.
Yeah. Garrett, I think you've met him too. He's just like the most normal ass accountant looking guy. Every time something like we go to a Chinese restaurant, he tries and orders in the language. He like has the Mandarin collar shirts. He is like such a fucking autistic dork.
I can't wait to see your dad the next time, and he has like the fucking like traditional Asian haircut.
I swear to God, he's like this close. So when you say like show up in the rice patty hat with like the buck teeth and the fucking like,
Your dad would be like, "That's sick."
yeah, he'd be like, "Hell yeah, you're finally with me."
His dad will beat him because like you beat me to it.
Kids living my dream. God damn it.
3 or 4 years he has given me like the traditional fucking Asian shirts that like with the high collar and the buttons that go across. I'm like, dude, I'm never gonna fucking wear this. Like, thank you.
we should get those and go to dinner with them.
Does your dad wear those?
Brown sunglasses.
Hey, does your dad wear those?
Yeah, he does.
What the fuck?
It's so bad.
Your dad turned up to his college lecture job looking like fucking Bruce Lee.
Like the shirts work on precisely one person. It's Bruce Lee, and he's dead.
Yeah, straight up.
My dad, like, 6'2" fucking Scottish guy, who's like
so fucking funny. Your dad was autistic before they invented autism. That's amazing.
No, like once I started knowing what to look for, it's like, no, my dad's autistic as shit. There's no two ways around it.
Actually, rule. I love that. Well, your like family photos don't look fucking real. Like, cause like it just has like you said, it's like 6'2" Scottish man, this tiny Asian lady, this Asian girl who's your sister, and you, this white dude, just like smiling. It's like, what the fuck is this? Like, how did this happen?
No, as someone who's known Nathan for an exceptionally long time, he was far more Asian when he was smaller.
Yeah, I looked super Asian until
like when he was like in grade school, he was fucking Asian as can be.
Yeah, my eyes just unslanted themselves as I got older, I guess.
Which is funny because
your willpower.
I had my like fucking part 1 medical at work, right?
Yeah.
And the guy was checking my eyes. He's like, "You have really squinty eyes." I was like, "Well, fuck you, buddy." It's like, open your eyes. It's like, I can't.
If someone told me you were Asian, I'd believe it.
Did you ever see that? Do you know Brendan Schaub, the UFC fighter turned comedian?
No, actually.
Okay, so he's this UFC fighter. He wasn't particularly good at UFC, and he is also awful at comedy, but he's friends with Joe Rogan, so he thought he could do it, right? And he's one of these guys that, like, he's semi-decent on a podcast, but, like, he cannot do stand-up for shit. And he tells this story where he's like, and someone, they, like, cut it together with, like, this, like, backstage stuff from the UFC, where he's like, the UFC's got this doctor, right? He's this, like, Asian guy, and he comes in, and he's like, "Oh, Mr. Schaub, your eye's so messed up from the fight." And they cut to the actual footage of the doctor, and he's this, like, totally normal Asian-American guy, like, "Yeah, so I've been dealing with the UFC fighters for the past like 15 years now," and he's just like totally normal dude. And Schaub's just putting on this like ridiculously racist fucking Asian accent for like the entire bit. And I was just thinking, no one's gonna know who this guy is. There's one Asian doctor in the UFC.
Oh man, a little bit of the segue about the like dressing up there. Did you hear about the military's new fucking dress regs are coming out with in September.
I heard about that. You can have face tattoos now, eh?
Face tattoos, any color hair you want, any length of hair, any type of facial hair. Men can wear dresses, women can wear pants. It's like anything goes in the military
Dude,
now.
they're getting really fucking
the
desperate
military in
to
the
recruit.
first place. Like, who wears dresses? Do women even wear dresses up until this point?
But one of my favorite parts about it is I kept reading. It was like about the bright colored hair because, you know, when you're in the infantry, having bright orange hair may not be conductive to survival. So the like command can order you to cover it up. I'm like, the hijab is coming back. The command can now tell you to put a fucking headscarf on.
I was like, you should start wearing
full
a kilt.
circle.
Did they ban hijabs?
No.
Oh.
You should start wearing a
I mean,
kilt.
I'm sure at one point they were banned because they weren't in the dress regs, and then like probably in the 90s somewhere they're like, nah, they're good.
Yeah.
Along with the turbans.
Yeah. No, I went to Quebec. Didn't Quebec ban hijabs in like all
The public sector. So if you work in the public sector in Quebec, you're not allowed to have anything that indicates like religion.
Yeah.
So you can't wear like neck chains, can't wear hijabs, can't wear turbans, can't like whatever.
No,
what I forget what the little cap's called in the Jewish faith there.
the little hat.
Anyways,
I don't think I'm allowed to say that.
but I forget what it's called. But the Jewish faith hat there, you're not allowed to wear those, and it's just like
yarmulke.
Yeah. But the ironic thing about all of that is like in the actual like Parliament of Quebec, they have a big fucking cross on the wall, and like someone's like, well, what about that thing? It's like, no, that's part of our heritage, man. You can't touch that.
Dude, I spent the weekend there, and holy fuck. One thing I'll say about Quebec is no one knows how to fucking drive, and I felt like I was going to die the entire time.
Yeah, the problem is that the Quebec is like a self-isolated system where none of them know how to drive, but they like synergize, so they don't die. But then you throw someone from fucking out of Quebec in there, and it just fucks up their whole system.
Yeah, it's like people were speed limits were a suggestion. No one signaled. Fucking people would just like slam on their brakes in the middle of the road, park their car like in the middle, and just run out and do shit. It was fucking bizarre, and I am never taking my car back.
I also love just Quebec's policies. I think I talked about this on the last podcast where they're like, "Thou shalt speak French." Yeah, like they just keep cracking down more and more on their French language laws, and people are just like in companies are like, okay, well, we're fucking out because you know what?
Like, half our employees speak English. Like
more than half of our like 90% of our clients are English speaking, and like our little bit from here and maybe France. So they keep leaving, and then they do the like religious like iconography bans. You got like the language bans. All they're like, why is everyone leaving?
Yeah, it's like our weird French version of California. It's like really shooting themselves in the foot.
And they're like, you know what we must do? More language laws. Clearly, this is the problem. It's like it's kind of so bad that like refugees coming across the border from the U.S. are just like, fuck Quebec, we're out.
Oh yeah.
All right, so this is Schizocast, so we have to discuss some sort of fucking conspiracy theory.
Yeah, I'm surprised that no one said to tickle your local senator yet. That's we haven't gone into like the violence against political figures part of the
that's my usual advice for our listeners. Violently tickle your local senator immediately.
Give your local senator
the nearest lamppost and another warning.
give your local senator a very special hug.
He won't forget it. So much fucking work, it's insane.
Oh, BR, I love you.
BR, yeah. Sorry, but okay. Conspiracy theories. Someone hit me one. What's a good recent one that
someone just fucking blew up the Georgia Guidestones.
That ruled.
That fucking ruled. That was awesome. Yeah.
Ooh, the fucking Indian guy in BC that got shot, who got acquitted from the Air India attack.
I know fuck all about this.
There was a guy who got I'd have to look up the details of the
the Air India attack was in like 1984. I have no idea.
He was like one of the 3 people acquitted or like that were like part of the charge of the Air India attack, and then he got acquitted, and then he's like a multi-millionaire in BC.
How the fuck is he a multi-millionaire?
And then someone just shot him dead. Just shot him dead.
Based.
Like,
yeah.
It was just like huh.
I have something I can talk about. I won't talk to myself if I say this. Fucking, I spent.
Oh, what? Why did you do that so many times?
I spent like the weekend going through Hunter Biden's phone.
Oh yes.
So,
you sent me some screen caps from that. Holy fuck.
Okay, so while a lot of people may have seen like 1 or 2 screenshots, I actually decrypted the entire backup and had access to his voicemails, his text messages, his contact list, his calendar, everything.
He's not kidding. He sent me
How often does he do crack? That's all the
Day.
people want to know.
Every day, and he always films it.
He's like got 6 GoPros strapped to his head every time he does crack. It's wild. But,
And is he always in the nude?
Yeah, I've seen this man's cock so many times, and he sends the worst dick pics I've ever seen. He sent a dick pic where he had like his legs crossed and it was flaccid, and he just took a photo like down at it. And I was like, this is the least appealing dick pic I've ever seen in my entire life. Who the fuck are you sending this to? But there was so much shit; it was insane.
Oh my god!
I got Tom Brady's phone
people
number.
online like saying, "Oh, it's fake. Oh, it's all a hit job." No one's covering it, but holy shit!
Yeah, no, it's wild. So like, there's 2 things. So the backup contains 2 things, right? It's an iCloud backup, and if you have like multiple devices on the one iCloud, it like gives you like both devices separately. So one of them is listed as Hunter's iPad, but it's not. It's actually, I assume he owned it at some point, but he formatted and shit. It actually belongs to his nephew. And that's where that whole Pedo Peter thing came from. That was not Joe's phone number, Joe Biden's phone number listed as Pedo Peter. That was actually Hunter's niece, Natalie, was down in his nephew's phone as Pedo Peter. So probably just some sort of inside joke.
Yeah.
And like, I was reading through that and I was like, the texts in this are like, Mom, can I spend $50 on a video game? I was like, yes, honey, go ahead. I was like, I'm pretty sure this ain't Hunter Biden. I'm pretty sure this is not Hunter Biden asking, can you spend $50 on a video game? I checked, you can see what like, apps are installed. I was like, I don't think Hunter is playing Plants vs. Zombies on a regular basis.
Yeah.
But the iPhone is his, right? Tom Brady texted him happy birthday, so I got his phone number. I have Tom Brady's phone number.
Send him a love.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, just like, what's up, Tom? You gonna win again this year?
Send him a picture of Asians getting decimated by machines.
LMAO, Tom, check us out. It's Hunter, by the way.
Hey, Tom. Robots with a Chinaman's natural predator.
Tom, you gotta do something.
You gotta save him, Tom. But, yeah, there's like the voicemails were the weirdest fucking thing, right? Because like half of them are just like either like automated robo voicemails or it'll be someone trying to organize like some sort of meeting or something that's like boring as fuck. But then you get one that's like a 2-minute 40 long voicemail of some random like coked out sounding girl being like, Hunter, you need to send me and my friends back home. You've left us here. We've got no way to get back. I don't know what to do. We've got no money. We don't know where we are. I'm like, all this shit. And I'm like, what
Holy
the fuck?
shit.
He apparently like flew some girls out somewhere and just abandoned them there. And now they're like panicking, trying to get back home. There was like his texts are split up into like thirds, right? So 1/3 is him texting his like young daughters aggressively being like, don't ask me for shit. I'm not giving you fucking anything. I spent my whole life giving this family money. I ain't got fucking anything. Cancel any credit cards you got from me. Cancel any debit cards. Don't ever ask me for fucking money again. And then the next text is like, Dad, I need fucking money. I'm so poor. You have to help me, dear God. And then the third text is like, yeah, can you send Crystal up to room 428? I sent the $2,500. Thank you very much. And that's like all of the text. One thing I thought was very funny was he has alerts set up for when different cam girls go online on the cam sites, and it'll be like, Sexy Sarah is online now, click here. And there's like a ton of them, like a ton of different girls. He's clearly set up alerts.
Holy shit.
All the photos are just random naked women, and one thing he did that had me fucking crying was a girl would send him a nude, right? And then the next like 3 photos are Hunter like trying to zoom in on different body parts where like he pinches and zooms on the screen and takes a screenshot, and he's just trying to get a look at her pussy, and he's just like zooming in on her ass and clearly trying to get a better angle. And then there's one he has where he's in like a bathroom made of mirrors, like the roof is a mirror, the walls are mirrors, everything, with like 4 hookers all naked taking photos in like different parts of the bathroom. And the dude just does nothing but crack constantly. It's incredible.
I saw that the famous video of him like weighing 20 ounces of crack or something like that, 20 grams. I don't crack. But holy shit.
You doing crack in the nude? Come on, man.
I saw a supercut of just some of the videos set to the 10 crack commandments, and holy fuck, that sent me. But oh god, are we gonna
The
get
funny
killed?
is,
for
like,
this
everyone
one?
really, really wants like Joe Biden to have said some like weird, fucked up shit or like some like pedophilic shit. The only thing I saw was him texting all of his grandchildren, being like, he has like a cute name for them or some shit. He's just like, "Hello, my darlings, I love you so much. I'm heading back to like fucking Pennsylvania. It's cold there at the moment. I wish I had all of you hugging me to keep me warm. I love you so much. Stay safe." And I was like, this is just sweet old grandpa shit. There's nothing weird
Yeah.
here from Joe. Like,
Yeah, and the rest of it's just like pictures of Hunter Biden's cock.
he may have slept with his niece Natalie, though. That is true. There's like a lot of weird texts between them where like there was photos of them together before, like on beaches, like hanging out, being all odd, and then like all these texts are her being like, "You're driving me crazy. I don't know what to do," and then he's like, "Stop fucking texting me, bitch." And like all this shit.
You sent me one that was like, "Hey, Hunter, we have a child together, and I don't expect you to respond to this." But
Yeah,
like,
yeah. So I looked that up afterwards. Apparently, she went public like a little bit ago. He has like an illegitimate child that he refuses to acknowledge, do anything about.
Yeah,
and she's like texting him like, "I know you didn't want anything to do with this, but like, you want like you said to give you updates. So like, here's the story. Had the kid, like, blah, blah, like all this shit and all. There's all shit like that. But yeah, overall, it's like it's kind of I'll be honest, it's not much extra from like then what we got in the laptop the other year. That was like it just being like, you know,
with the misinformation laptop.
Yeah, the misinformation. Yeah.
Russian disinformation campaign.
Yeah.
Yeah, Hunter like does crack and bangs hookers 24/7, and it like is kind of based, but it's like it's just very like a lot of it's very dark shit. Like he like his uncle texts him being like Hunter was just at a rehab, and his uncle is all like look, I've got like a cabin like up in like the mountains, like you can come skiing with me. You can like stay there for however long you need. You can like work on your book, and we can talk about trying to get you like a movie deal or something, all the stuff. And Hunter's reply is just like, everyone in his family fucking hates me. Everyone's always trying out to get me. And like it's just like typical like self-pitying bullshit. And his uncle's like, I know.
Hold on now. That may actually be a trap, you know? Yeah, just come up to this isolated mountain by yourself. No one else around.
Have an accident.
Like have an accident. He commits suicide, and fucking Joe Biden's approval rating goes up.
Yeah. He unfortunately committed suicide by shooting himself twice in the back of the head.
Yeah, like what's his face, the first responder in the Oklahoma City. But holy shit, I honestly like I feel bad for the guy.
That was kind of what I got from it too. I was like, aside from the fact that he's a complete dickhead to his daughters, I was like, aside from that, I was like, I actually do genuinely feel bad for him because it seems like he's put in a very like precarious situation that he doesn't really want to be in. Like, I think he would have been happy just being like fucking, I don't know,
crack addict.
A crack addict with some fucking like cushy random government job that pays him like $100,000 a year, and he just fucking sits around doing crack. But
just like
he's been like forced into this shit.
100%. It just feels like, and I say this in the most non-political way possible because I don't give a shit, obviously. Everyone who's listening to this knows how I feel about fucking politics. It feels like the most absentee father fucking, like, fucked up rich childhood stereotype.
Yeah, that's basically it, yeah. Like, he also, like, I saw multiple texts to, like, what was meant, like, I assume Joe Biden because he was down, I was like, Dad. I was like, no reply. You know, like, and I was kind of like, oh, I feel bad for him. Like,
yeah, no, it's
question to the table. So what's worse? You're a world leader of some sort. You have a son that's crack addict going around banging hookers and doing all that shit, or you have a son that does blackface all the time.
I mean,
crack addict. I would just go on TV and be like, oh, I'm sorry that my son's fucking cool. I'm like, you nerds.
Doing blackface clearly does not sabotage your political endeavors.
Like, oh, I'm sorry, you're telling me my son is sick as fuck?
No, fucking the governor of California did it too, like multiple times.
So it doesn't affect the liberal candidates.
Yeah, no. But one thing I got out of this was I was like, as like in the past, like basically since COVID, I was like, conspiracy theories now are just so fucking gay. Like they used to be like cool as shit, you know. It'd be like when the towers went down, like fucking I don't know, it'd be shit like fucking like at the time of like fucking like some random like massive world event, like Obama was having like gay sex with like the sheik of fucking Saudi Arabia for money or some shit. Like it was all like shit like that, and now it's just like, and you can see from the publicly available COVID numbers that things don't add up. So you subscribe to my Substack and we'll break this down. All this like random bullshit. It's like, no, go tell the Sandy Hook parents their faces that they're crisis actors. Do something fucking cool. This is the most boring shit now.
No, it fucking is. Oh, but speaking of, fucking footage of the cops in the hallway during the Uvalde shooting.
Can we just like point out the one guy that got hand sanitizer? It was just like, dude, not the time nor the place.
Yeah, and like the caption when it started, the children screaming has been edited out.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
fuck.
that's fucked.
Did you see that one dude who was like on his phone and it was had like a Punisher blue line like background on it while he was still scrolling?
That one. He was looking for a text message from his wife. She got killed.
Yeah, his wife was the.
He got detained. They didn't let him in.
Yeah.
So that kind of got.
Like, I'm a little more willing to forgive that guy because he tried, you know, if that was the case. But everyone else, no, fucking no. And also the idea that it had to be his wife before he went in. I'm sorry, but that's fucked.
If we lived in a just society, at least like 5 of those dudes would have publicly put their gun in their mouth and pulled the fucking trigger. But instead, they're all just spending they're spending their time defending. Go, well, you know, we fear for our lives too. It's like, this is your fucking job, dipshit. Go fucking do it.
We talked about that one. It's like, if you're, and it has similarities to the fucking Nova Scotia shooting too. It's just like, if you are a police officer and you are afraid of getting shot when there's a crisis happening, you have no business being a fucking police officer.
Yeah, fucking quit.
Like, one of the big things in the Halifax or the Nova Scotia shooting was the like, well, we didn't want to take our cruiser in there because the cruiser's a bullet magnet. It's like, you know what? Shooting at the fucking police and their police cruiser is better than shooting at the fucking people.
Yeah, it's a bullet magnet. Isn't that's your fucking jobs, basically, motherfuckers? Yeah. Like,
you know what? Fucking ghost ride it. Put it in drive, let it roll, and stay like 3 feet behind it.
Yeah, like... But the idea that instead that he went and shot up a fucking fire hall just because.
Fire hall. And then like the first 3 officers were like hanging out with these kids that were hiding in the basement. It's like, yeah, we had to protect the kids.
I'm just imagining them like standing behind a bunch of children, like used by human shields. Like, don't move! Stay there, kids, don't move! Like, tell the kids in front of the door.
No, the spouse of the guy was on the testimony today for the hearing.
Oh, did they actually get her to testify?
Not testify. Testify is the wrong word because it's an inquiry, right? So she's not actually being charged with anything. But they're like, none of the family lawyers are allowed to ask any questions. They're all pre-made questions. The blah 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 blah.
Yeah.
And like a bunch of people were like, and I grant it that she was absolutely the victim of like spousal abuse. But one of the articles was like, women's groups were wondering why she was charged. Like, well, she bought ammunition for the man that slaughtered 22 people. It's like. Yeah. That does warrant the charge. They went with restorative justice, which fair enough. She was clearly battered, but it's like at the same time there is some responsibility on her hands on this one. And
we asked shit at least, like,
and not to be overly conspiracy theorist, but it's like she's like this guy that was so controlling, so abusive, and all this things. Like, oh yeah, he only handcuffed one hand. I'm like, in my mind, I'm like, bullshit. He would have done both. Because the way they phrased it was like she resisted and wouldn't give her his other hand. Like everything you've described about this guy, no, wasn't an answer.
Yeah.
It's like he would have fucking taken the other hand and fucking handcuffed her. So, I mean, there's probably a little stuff in there, but like all in all.
I think it's an important factor to put into this is he was a cop. He was a cop. It was a false flag. The government did it. He worked for the RCMP. I'm saying this on the record.
Yes. This is the conspiracies I want. This is what I'm talking about.
Nathan took it out of my mouth there because, like, as much as like I talk about that, and like I said, I understand that the domestic abuse is a real thing. Fuck the police who did not do their goddamn job.
Well, I mean, what's the domestic abuse rates among cops anyway? It's like 40%. Because he was a cop, which I am again saying on the record.
I was going to ask, did they have the typical, like, you know, you wait a day and it's like, and here it's like, say the line FBI, it's like the suspect was known to the FBI. You know, like,
yeah, no, dude, it's past that. Like there were multiple testimonies where he got $400,000, and this is not like conspiracy theory site. This is the fucking National Post or where did they put
Maclean's magazine, which is actually
like,
pretty solid.
Super, like actual investigative journalism, where they broke a couple of days afterwards that the night before the shooting, he got $400,000 from a dead drop that only like RCMP informants can get.
Yeah, so I know Nathan keeps saying a cop.
I'm going to count informant as cop. Like a direct employee moving around that much money with multiple testimonies saying that he did it. No one will ever go down for this.
But then like the fact that the RCMP are just so hard to like try to cover themselves. I know every episode I shit on the RCMP, and by Joe, I will keep fucking shitting on the RCMP. But it's just like everything about that. And you can see the relations where like the senior commands of a bunch of these police forces care more about officers than the public they're supposed to protect. So
100%. It's like anyone involved with that, anyone with blood on their hands, put your gun in your fucking mouth.
That's all. Like this goes back to like what we were saying too, right? Where the media director was like, we didn't want to tell the public that they had a replica police cruiser because it would endanger the lives of police because of vigilantes. It's just like,
instead, the people were fucking at risk because they saw like a cop car and we're like, oh, there's a cop. Hey, there's a guy shooting people. He's fucking opens fire on them.
Yeah, he's like dressed as a cop going door to door.
It's like, and you could have like been like blah blah blah, like everyone stay fucking home, like no one go out. But no, they were like, no, we were more concerned about the officers than we were about the people of Nova Scotia. And it's like, fuck you.
Yeah. But like,
And the other one was like, Twitter. Twitter was clearly the best option because people, it's like, I think like 20 or like 30% of Nova Scotians use Twitter.
Yeah, I don't have Twitter.
It's especially in the rural areas where no one fucking uses it. So it's just like, we have this thing called radio.
Yeah,
you
can fucking like your cell phone. If you have a single bar,
the emergency alert system that the emergency management organization of Nova Scotia kept trying to push on the RCMP, and they're like, no, we don't want your stupid system.
Yeah,
we have Twitter.
No, it's like I'm thinking of the people I know who use Twitter. It's like no one. I mean, there's some people. Some people have a Twitter. It's like you use it for your work. I think you have one. I got
rid of mine.
Yeah. It's like that's not where people go for news, and even if so, they're like sitting on the toilet scrolling around. It's like, oh, I guess there's a mass shooting.
Yeah,
like fuck off.
But the Uvalde one, man, like just the fucking officers stacking, and like it's just like watching this like wave form that's like go.
Well, the guy in charge,
that piece of shit that they made fucking part of city council.
He's part of city council.
Well, no, they got rid of him, or he resigned.
Well, they should get rid of him in another fucking way, and that's hanging him from a fucking light post.
Yeah, but then is the fact that
please get that. Tickle him.
The fact that he's also saying, like, I was in charge, but I also gave no orders, and then I wasn't in charge, and it's just like, I didn't have a radio. It's like, what type of fucking piece of shit are you? You don't have a radio as a cop. That's like your number one tool.
And how many people stood stacked outside that fucking hallway listening to children scream and die for 70, just how many minutes? 77 minutes?
It was over an hour. I think it was like 75, 76 or something like that.
Yeah. Fuck, that makes me angry. That makes me so fucking angry.
Which is why I'm a huge proponent of you are responsible for your own safety, and no government should ever tell you you're not allowed to defend yourself with a fucking firearm.
Yeah.
Especially the Keltec KSG.
A dude here in Ireland is facing manslaughter charges because there was a guy broke in and attacked his mother, and he stabbed him. And now he's like literally up on manslaughter charges and is likely going to like see time for it.
See, and that's bullshit. It's like the police cannot protect you at all times of the day.
No.
And what's the saying? It's like when seconds matter, the police are minutes away.
Yeah.
Well, in the case of fucking Portapeak, they were fucking like half an hour or more away.
Yeah.
It's like
all right, hold on. We're gonna go person to person. I'm just gonna do a very quick, brief question, right?
Yes.
Briefly, what is your favorite conspiracy theory? Start with Nathan.
Vegas, Las Vegas. Nothing about Vegas makes any sense. I've been deep diving Oklahoma, but still, like Stephen Paddock, everything that happened afterwards, like, I was a fucking 240 gunner. Like, you've shot a 242, haven't you?
49.
Okay, 49.
49, yeah.
Well, the cyclic rate of the gun, and I remember seeing this on the news on the fucking day. I'm like, that's not an AR with a bump stock. You cannot get that cyclic rate with an AR with a bump stock. And everything that came out afterwards, like his house burning down, his brother coming out and publicly saying, like, like Stephen wouldn't do this, and immediately getting arrested for having child pornography on a computer that ran Windows 95. nothing about that made fucking sense. Carrying that many guns upstairs. And the big thing, the fucking cyclic rate of the guns. Like, oh yes, it was an AR-15 with a bump stock. And then they have a picture of, like, the hotel room with the windows removed and a whole bunch of guns around with no casings, no nothing.
Yeah.
And this is, like, the undisturbed scene. Like, all right, yeah, that makes a fucking ton of sense. You can't change that. It's something that you can't... like
every casing went out the window into nothingness.
Yeah. No, because, like, it was done probably with a fucking belt fed. Am I schizophrenic enough to say, no, it was done by the deep state to, create a new colony for the lizardmen? No, like, I have no idea why it was fucking done. I have no idea who the fuck did it.
Well, wasn't there a whole fucking thing that, like, there was a theory that it was, like, a cover up for some sort of Saudi arms deal that was happening on, like, the floor above? So
I heard something about that.
There was, like, a Saudi sheik or some shit that was, like, literally, like, they were, like, 3 floors above Paddock. The theory was that the deal went bad. There was, like, they needed a distraction to, like, get out, and they went, shot Paddock, and did the shooting to, like, distract from, like, them escaping and shit.
I heard about that. I can't, I don't know enough about that to lend any credence to it, but a couple of people have messaged about that.
I've decided it's true. So...
Yes, okay, it's true. It was the Saudis. It was the Saudis.
It's my headcanon.
Yeah. No one will ever go down for it.
Isaac, your favorite theory.
Oh, me? Nazis on the moon.
I was gonna say that. Fuck.
Get fucked, Donna.
Oh, that's a good one, actually. Inside the moon, though, not on the moon. Inside the moon.
No, the one I was actually gonna go with, because it was on the podcast Bedtime Stories. There was, like, something on the moon.
Yeah.
It's just like on the dark side of the moon, there's absolutely, like, an extremely violent race of aliens that just fucking murk anything that go near it. It's like, the theory goes, it's like when one of the Apollo missions landed, they found, like, the remnants of, like, a bunch of cosmonauts just fucking dead on the moon, and they're like, oh fuck. On the like recordings that they never released, they're like, yeah, there's fucking shit watching us from, like, the tops of the craters, like, we gotta get out of here. It's like the fucking the recovery vehicle was, like, on the other side of the moon coming back around. They're like, oh my god, we're gonna die.
Oh my god. Well, clearly we just need to send Tom Cruise up there.
Well, we're going back. He's like, did you hear, like, they're saying they're going back? It's like, I wouldn't be surprised if there was, like, fucking 240s on those flights.
Christ, you're going to have to send that to me. I want to become more schizophrenic. Okay, Anna, what about yours?
I gotta say either MK Ultra or Satanic Panic. Have you guys heard of that one?
Neither of those are conspiracy theories. Those are both just
Satanic Panic was conspiracy, was proven to, well, quote unquote, not be real, but over time I was starting to think that it might have actually been to a point. But that was wild. That kind of, wasn't that also that kind of woke up people into the entire, D&D is satanic, Pokemon is satanic, and all that.
Pokemon satanic.
No, that was just fucking chloral clutching, like, mothers being like, oh my god, Jimmy's getting into Satan.
He's getting into the dungeon.
And it's just like, he just like, roll for initiative, mom.
There was, like, this whole 1 hour or so video of this like radical Christian guy doing a lecture and describing Pokemon and stuff. I was crying. Oh my god, I was crying laughing. It's so ridiculous. Like, back in the 80s and 90s, like, all of this, the literal satanic panic stuff, like, literally grew so much into society. It was nuts. It was mental. Like, every little bit and bob were like that. And now it's like, when you look at the actual, satanic church and stuff like that, if you look it up online and you look at their description,
it's neckbeards.
Sorry?
Sorry, they're just like a bunch of neckbeards. Like,
no. Listen, if you read the description of the satanic church or the temple of Satan, they're two different things. It says, we don't actually believe in Satan. We're just people that use him as a symbol, as a thing. So, do you or do you not believe in it? It's like, it's really fucking weird. Like, their ideology is true. Yeah. But the thing is, they're allowed to, avoid taxes because, they're registered as, religion. And on the other hand, it's like, a lot of people, going back to the fucking Roe versus Wade stuff, but everyone's like, oh, I'm becoming a Satanist now because they allow abortions and stuff. They fight for abortion right and all that crazy stuff.
What the fuck?
Yeah, they actually have on their website and stuff. Because I went through and read all of their fucking rules because it's so bizarre. It's like, we will fight for your right. If you did something, we're gonna defend you in court. We're gonna, this, that, the other. If you want abortion, we're gonna get you an abortion, through our laws. I'm like, since when are you guys, above the, the regular law? That's really fucking strange.
You want to know what though? Their rules got nothing on the hobo code.
Like every single person I've ever seen that identifies as a Satanist is always like kind of the like all the men are kind of schlubby and like
either the metalheads or just some fucking weird chicks that are into Wicca and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Dude, it's like if their goal is to fucking like open up a portal to hell using all this bullshit.
Caltech KSG.
It's a good thing I got a Caltech KSG. Cue the Doom music. Is it wrong? I really want to make Dragon Breath rounds.
No, dude. Fucking, if you can do it without melting your face.
Oh, melting the forest around me.
Yeah, what is that like?
I think one issue is like a lot of like the best conspiracy theories are just like now clearly proven to be true. Like,
yeah.
What about you? Yeah, what about you, Garrett? Yeah, what's yours?
Yeah, like I was gonna say, like the fucking like example, like for ages the JFK assassination was a conspiracy theory. Now it's just kind of widely accepted. Like, yeah, there was someone fucky with that.
Yeah,
like,
he just fucking did it.
Yeah, and like the same with like fucking there's a ton of them now
as well. That also
Princess Di. Yeah.
Oh man, that was a bad joke I heard the other day. It was like, what did Princess Diana and Pink Floyd have in common?
What?
The last big hit was The Wall.
Yeah.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
Like, yeah, like, a lot of them now were just kind of like it used to be like they used to be kind of, I suppose, like, I don't want to say fun, but it was kind of like, because they were considered to be so wild, it was like more entertaining. And now it's just like, yeah, but it's just fucking true. So
like, do it. Yeah.
The only one that I believe I do believe this to be true, but it's still not proven, is that there is like some sort of mild effort to keep like people weak and not particularly healthy and strong these days.
Oh yeah.
Sorry,
well, like the dish soap conspiracy, where that your dish soap brainwashes you and stuff like that. That was so bizarre. The first time I heard it was when I moved to the UK.
What's that one? I haven't heard that one. What's that one?
It's like people think that there's chemicals in dish soap that that keep you tame, or that do the exact opposite and stuff like that. They the government brainwashes you through your dish soap. It's like
that's a fucking weird one. I've heard like fluoride in the water, like that one, but like I haven't heard the dish soap one.
Yeah, no, the dish soap is like, I heard the first time I heard about it is when I came to the UK and someone told it to me. I was like, you guys are fucking nuts here. It's your crack. It's not the fucking dish soap.
Oh man, when you were a cadet, did you ever get told that the food had hormone suppressants in them?
No, but
I was told that the cadet food had hormone suppressants to try to prevent kids from fucking each other. That suppress them.
There's been like I've talked about this before, definitely, but there's been like men's test levels have declined at a rapid rate for like the past 20 years.
I honestly think a lot of it's by design.
Yeah, like I just cannot, whether it's due to just like something fucked up in the food that is like the cheapest way to make it and it results in like a fucked up endocrine system, but the fact that like the average like 25-year-old now has the same test levels as like a 60-year-old back in the fucking 80s is insane.
That's
like,
all it means is that you need to fucking lift heavy.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, or just
I mean, like you can only compensate for it so much.
Yeah, I know.
Like if you look at the raw numbers, it's fucked. It's genuinely fucked.
Yeah, like it's like at this point, like there's obviously there's some shit that's just by accident, but it's been such a drastic decline at the same time that there's been like further pushes for like authoritarian crackdowns and shit that it feels like there has to be some sort of fucking active effort for it to happen, and it only happens in like Western countries as well. Like it's not really happening in like South America and like Eastern Europe and shit like that. It's only happening across like America.
Probably is the food.
Honestly, it's probably a whole lot of things.
Yeah, I think
there's a lot of endocrine disruptors in what we eat.
Some of it then as well is like the fact that we are more like have a more sedentary lifestyle than we did before. We're like we're like more people are working office jobs, not going outside in the fucking sun, which like I am definitely a fucking example of.
Legitimate question. Do vasectomies affect testosterone levels?
I don't think so. Just sperm count.
Just sperm count. Like I was thinking about it the other day, and I just literally didn't know the answer.
Yeah.
No, I think those are fine. But like it's just weird to see like just the like you even just like I see it in like just like for example U.S. soccer fans. Clearly, there's an epidemic of low
testosterone.
Where the Polish Jews kick the fuck out of them. Like it's like very obvious, but it's also like not allowed to be discussed either. It's really weird.
Yeah, it's put up as a conspiracy theory, but when you look at the raw numbers from like PubMeds and accepted sources, like no, we are living in a really like a lot of men are medically low testosterone, huge amounts. It's fucking awful. And yeah, like you can lift heavy, you can get sun, you can help it, but most people don't.
They're taking all of our testosterone to give to the transgender.
Yeah, actually, I saw it the other day. This is funny.
Yeah, I saw this for you.
I saw this the other day. I saw this guide, right? That was like it was like the like trans people were sharing on Twitter. They were like, we've put together a guide on like how to get like gender affirming care, aka just like how to get tests and estrogen. And they were like, and it was all these like really fucking odd tactics of like things to say to your doctor to get it prescribed, or like someone was like get like someone that is biological male, you know, who is low test to like go in and like describe the symptoms and get prescribed tests. I was like, have you motherfuckers not heard of steroidify.com? They've got a fucking reward system. They got like bonus coins. I was like, I order on a regular basis. Shit's always good. Third party tested. Like it's not fucking hard. Like why are you going to these great lengths
cycle today?
Yeah, I've got trend here right now. Like it's not fucking hard. Like it's very easy to get. Like,
that's so fucking funny.
I was just thinking back to the Princess Diana thing. It's just like the conspiracy that the Queen had her killed. It's just like scene set, the actions happened. Rainy Buckingham Palace. The phone rings. An old decrepit hand picks up the phone. It's done, my lord. And she goes, excellent. And she just hangs up the phone.
No, just before it happens, just like the full-on Emperor Palpatine, do it. Like,
man, me and my friend spent like half an hour the other day finding out different ways to say like, do it. It's like, sir, it's like we have all this meat, potatoes, and broth. What should we do with it? Just do it. Just like fucking going through shit like that.
Half my other texts to Nathan on Snapchat are me telling him about some random other compound I've just started taking. I'm being like, it's probably going to give me cancer, but I'll let you know what happens. Like, I mean, randomly named research chemicals and shit that I've found.
Just like weird Bolivian like experimental chemicals from steroidify.com.
Seriously, it is like, and with the amount of sources I have, it's so hard not to become a fucking drug dealer because like you can like upsell this shit so fucking much, it's crazy. Like it's like the like I was like very tempting to just start selling HGH that you can get for like $120 for $300, but then it's like, but then you go to jail, so don't do that.
I just looked into it as well, and the first thing I see, the greatest trick the devil ever pulled is convincing people he's not Chinese.
Why do you think all the machines are acting up?
Revolution and its consequences have been disastrous for humanity.
Was my other one to you? We are all God's children, and he's left us in a car with the windows rolled up and gone to buy scratchers.
Wow, you just explained global warming.
Yeah, pretty much.
I said I wasn't going to get into it, but I love the conspiracy theories, like the Large Hadron Collider being part of like they're super fucking schizophrenic.
Is that the one that had like the cult killing someone before they turned
around? They're adding to the fucking issue because they were like, oh, we're doing it because it's funny, we're making fun of them. I was like, yeah, but come on, don't fucking have yourselves photographed doing occult fucking ceremonies. It's just gonna like add to it. Like,
yeah. It's like, does that not seem like something someone would like say just to cover up? It's like, no, it was all an act, a joke. It's like, I don't know, that woman was screaming pretty loud. No, she was a part of it. It's all good.
Yeah.
That and like, did you see that video of the opening? Like the opening of the tunnel?
No, actually, I didn't.
Oh, fuck. Yeah, no, it goes past like, oh, this is a joke. I'll send it to you later. It's the tunnel under CERN. They had this really weird, really high budget occult ceremony under there, and I'm sure it's, you know, there's all kinds of explanations that I am just too small-brained to know. But it was weird. It was super weird. I'll send it later.
I just don't know what do people think they're doing. Like, what do you think is like the actual like fucking end game here? Do you think they're like?
I can't tell. I've seen so much schizophrenic stuff that
like
if I
hell or what.
Also, should we be worried? We're talking about all these conspiracy theories and just like general like tickle your local senators. Like, there's a drone coming at some point.
No, 100%. There's going to be like around a 6'5".
I'm just waiting for Garrett's feed to just go dark.
Yeah.
I'm in Ireland. We don't have that sort of technological capability. We just got electricity.
You think you're safe from the U.S. and Ireland?
A spear hooks through the window and impales you.
You're like air defense is a fucking dude with an over-under shotgun.
If there was fucking drones coming for me, by the time it got here, some like random drunk dude was knocked out the air with a beer bottle. I guarantee you.
But yeah, no, I've read so much, and it's all conflicting things. But I think my favorite is like the timeline split in when did it power up? 2016, which is about the time everything started turning to dog shit. But it's all just like weird green text, and I don't know enough to get into it. And I fear if I get into it, it's going to make me schizophrenic.
How pissed are you going to be that if you like die and respawn, you're just going to be like, what? I could do this all the time?
It is odd that a week after they started up again, Shinzo Abe got shot in the fucking back.
Man, yeah, I watched that and like, fuck, man, that was like, that guy got real close.
Yeah. And
like for a fucking home built shotgun, that was fucking effective.
Yeah, I mean, he used like electronic primers and firework powder. I think. Like, you could make one anywhere.
Yeah, but like
there's all these conspiracy theories that like it was it was all China that like organized it and all. But my friend made a good point, which is like, do you not think that if like China had this conspiracy to kill Shinzo Abe, they would have given the dude did it a real fucking gun instead of like a fucking plywood put together firework machine?
Yeah. Admittedly, it was perfect. Like no logistics needed. You just fucking.
I heard a theory. It was in the group chat there. It's just like they were saying it's like the Japanese Secret Service carry their revolvers on an empty chamber. Yeah, and then the first shot's a blank.
So you get I think it's a 5-shooter. So you get 3 rounds of ammunition.
It's like, that's foolish.
Yeah.
It's like, also, it's like we're in the modern world. Use a fucking semi-auto handgun.
Japan's really weird about that kind of shit.
I know they are, but at the same time, like, our cops stopped using fucking revolvers in like the 80s.
Yeah.
Thank you, Gaston Glock.
Yeah. But the fuck, like, you could get really into the militarization of police, and I'm not going to do that right now because it's going to make me really, again, schizophrenic. But
that's the point of this podcast.
Yeah. I find it kind of refreshing that, you know, you have a society that's all but disarmed, and you can still, you know, make things there because they fucking, but police carry 3 shooters.
Yeah.
Like they haven't militarized their police like they do here, where you've got a relatively disarmed society, but they drive fucking like armored vehicles.
One of the jokes I saw was fucking on point. It's like Japan, 10 gun deaths a year, 1 dead politician. United States, 100,000 gun crimes a year, 0 dead politicians. We should be fucking ashamed of ourselves.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah. You gotta sell your fucking game, guys. What the fuck's going on? You're all so fucking pissed off at Roe v. Wade, yet everyone that was involved in the situation is still fucking alive. What the fuck's going on?
Everyone's still alive. Tickle your local senator.
It's like, oh, we have their fucking people posting like, here is the home address of every Supreme Court justice and their children's home address and the school they go to and their wives' homes. Here's all of them. Someone's got to do something. Yeah, who the fuck? What do you got them? Go do it. What are you doing? Sit on your fucking ass.
See, I just
both feet on the fucking gas pedal.
Garrett says that, so you just see that some guy tries to drive one of them down, fucking instant drone strike. Boom! Just like, oh my god.
We are in this really weird, destabilizing period of Western culture, and I think like the Shinzo Abe thing, I think that's the start of worse. And I guess, you know, history will show if I'm retarded or not.
How fucking crazy would it be if there's like Europe like had civil unrest, like Russia broke up, China broke up, and the United States all broke up simultaneously. So it's just like, they're so weak right now, but we got our own shit to deal with.
Nathan, who was that fucking specter that was walked behind you?
Okay.
But yeah, it's just like instant drone strike whenever you try to judge like any of the judges. I'm also really appreciating like you'll always see like one side of like the political aisle just be like, here's their addresses, here's this, yeah, they got ran out of a restaurant, yeah, and then like the ties turn on them, like, why are you doing it to me? I'm such a victim. It's just like, well, man, it's like, if you want to expand the field of play here, like it's fucking fair game all over.
They dox every Supreme Court justice. Then there was also the other day like about 3 like fucking major news articles about some dude telling AOC, nice ass bitch, as she walked up the steps.
Yeah.
It's like,
I read that article too. It was like she's like, I was about to go deck him because no one else would. I'm like, oh, I'm sure you
went
would.
to go take a selfie with him. You did the fucking rabbit ears, like the peace sign.
I remember that one with Justin Trudeau. He went to fucking take a selfie with someone. It's like, fuck off, commie. He just like so dejected.
I've seen a couple people do that. I find that really fucking funny. But yeah, it's like, everyone talks, no one acts, and I am not saying accelerate. I am not saying you should act.
He's getting the kerosene, man. He is pouring fuel on the fire.
I'm not saying you should go
Tickle.
to a local senator.
Get the nos into those cars, baby. Full steam ahead.
Fucking both feet on the gas pedal.
Get the afterburner on.
Buy all the fertilizer you can. Do it. Do it now.
I see Anna just like,
bitch, fertilizer's expensive now.
Yeah, dude, fuck. Oh my god.
Google homemade IEDs immediately.
Oh, BR is gonna have a fucking field
Search
day
for the Anarchist Cookbook now.
Purchase a Caltech KSG.
God. Well, we all know that like the Anarchist Cookbook is not what you want to read if you want to.
Hasn't that been like so badly like throughout the years? It's been edited now so often that it's designed to basically kill you.
Yeah,
like all the instructions will just kill you.
Pretty much. No, like if you want to actually, do fun shit, you need the TM-31-210 Improvised Munitions Handbook from the Department of the Army Technical Manuals.
Oh, there you
go. Probably BR, please censor like most of that.
I remember years back listening to, back before Rooster Teeth was gay, back on their podcast, one of the guys that works there, Bernie, talked about how he was like, when he was younger, he found like the Anarchist Cookbook, like back in the early internet, like before it was really
before it was retarded.
Yeah, and so like he saw a thing on like how to make napalm, and it involved like boiling gasoline. So he was like, he had this idea where he's like, well, my kitchen stove is electric, so there's no, it's fine. So his mother came home to like the place just smelling like fucking gasoline and a pot on the boiler with like in it, and she was like freaking the fuck, like, what the fuck are you doing? And like lost her mind. So she's like, you just wait till your dad gets home. And his dad comes home. And his dad, was like an engineer, right? And he was a very like kind of quiet man or whatever. And she sits down. And she was like, you gotta talk to me. You got to like tell him that you gotta do this shit. And he goes, listen, Dad, I this is why I did it. Here are the instructions. I like did it like in the safest way possible. There's no flame. It can't ignite anything. And he said his dad was like listening to him quietly, and his mother went, he's technically not wrong. And she was like, what the fuck is wrong with you two? Like,
I remember that because I think they made like a fucking animation of it. I remember the podcast, and you're absolutely right. That was back before they became gay.
Yeah, that was like, it used to be cool. I used to love old Rooster Teeth shit. It was so fucking good.
Yeah.
It was just like early podcasting. It was just like this shit. It was just people talking like shit. Like now, then they were like, we got to bring in a bunch of like fucking weird gay dudes and girls and like make it a fucking set and like.
I loved a lot of their shows they made.
Yeah.
But the problem is every show followed the same format.
Yeah.
Lighthearted, funny, easy to watch. Like it was good like that. Season 2, it's dark, it's real, and there's a lot of weird fucking bullshit and nonsense in the story plot that just makes it so convoluted. I'm like, why can't it just be lighthearted and fun? Why does it have to all go to like super dark territory?
Yeah, no, agreed. Like their old shit used to be so fucking good. I like now it was around the time that like didn't they get like bought by like Warner Media or some shit, and like everything just became ridiculous.
Yeah, Warner Bros owns them now.
Yeah, it all became ridiculously corporatized. Like Bernie fucking left. Bernie was like, I'm done. He left it like not long afterwards. He just pieced out.
Yeah. Well, the my cousin who still kind of watches them every now and then was saying that's like a lot of their Let's Plays they used to do.
Yeah.
Like a lot of their big popular ones, like Warner Bros. Like doesn't let them do anymore. They do the ones that get the most fucking views.
Yeah.
So like there was ones that were a lot more popular. They just didn't get as many views.
Yeah.
Because like they were longer ones.
Yeah.
And then not to mention like Ryan Haywood there when he had his whole scandal and had to leave. Like he took a bunch of shit with him that they couldn't use anymore. Yeah. So like one of their Minecraft servers went with them, like their main one.
Yeah. And
like a bunch of other shit that they did that he was like the main guy for.
Yeah.
Then after COVID hit, they like lost a bunch of other actors. So like their main cast is pretty much gone now.
Yeah. That fucking sucks.
Yeah.
Corporations ruin fucking everything. I watched the new Netflix Resident Evil and it's just such a piece of shit. It feels like a CW superhero show. Like, how hard is it? There's so much Resident Evil out there. Sorry. Back to the napalm. It's not that fucking hard. It's not that hard. You just
isn't it like styrofoam?
Okay, I'm not going to give VR more to cut out. It's easy.
VR, just put the instructions in the thing under below. You know, the description.
Put the instructions in the description. Yeah.
No, it's straight up. It's like, oh, boil the gas. And it's like, no, you're gonna get people fucking killed that way.
I'm pretty sure that became the primary goal of the Anarchist Cookbook at that some stage, was like just try and kill whoever tries to use it.
100%.
I mean, if I was a fucking CIA or like some government agency, that's absolutely what I would do. Just like get in there, like tweak it all. So just
I miss when like half the instructions on the internet were like it's somebody designed to physically harm or maim you. Like remember when like 4chan made that like meme when the iPhone 5 came out that was like microwave charging, put it in the microwave. Yeah, that fucking ruled. I love that. There was another one that was like also.
That's a failure of the education system.
Yeah, there was another one that was like 4chan made for like, and its designs looked like it was made for kids of like using a straw to blow like bubbles and something else into bleach, and it would make crystals, and it would just fucking kill you. It just made like mustard gas. Like,
holy shit!
There was so much shit like that. That
actually died from like the Tide Pod challenge.
I think
people like they didn't wreck their phones. I don't know if anyone died, but also that happened to me once. I once woke up. I was probably like 16. I woke up and I was fucking freezing, right? And I was like, "What's going on?" And every room in every window in my fucking house was open. And I was like, "What the fuk happened?" I went down and I was like, "Your dad tried to boil bleach." And I was like, he fucking what? And she goes, yeah. She goes, there was this like, my dad has no sense of smell because he worked in a plastic factory for years and it fucked him up. But my mother came downstairs. She was like, what the fuck's that smell? And he's like, what smell? And she's like, dude, it smells awful in here. And he was like, and she's like, are you boiling something? And he goes, oh yeah, your dad, so my granddad. He goes, I'm boiling his old hankies. And she was like, did you put something in? He goes, yeah, I put bleach in. And she was like, why? And he was like, that's what my mom used to do. And I was like, that explains a fucking lot. But she was he refused to believe that it was in any way dangerous, so she Googled it, and it was like, yeah, no, this shit will create a gas that kills you, like ventilate the area immediately. And that's why I woke up to like every like thing. And I had a fever. I thought I had a fever dream of my dad standing over my bed because my window's above my bed. And I woke up and looked up, and he was just like, go back to sleep. And I just did. And the next day I was like, that was real. She's like, yeah, we had to go around and open every window in the fucking house. Like,
oh my god.
I
love your parents, though. Your dad's fucking hilarious.
The average Irishman, like, trying to clean anything.
Yeah, it's accidentally like on the road to making mustard gas.
Yeah, it was great.
Yeah, I saw that iPhone one from Internet Historian. They did some really good like fake promotional material, being like, yes, the new chip. Yeah. You can power charge it by.
Putting it in the microwave
for 30 seconds.
For the record, do not put your fucking phones in the microwave.
Or do.
I don't think it should have to be said, but clearly we have to say it.
People are like, I don't think we are. Any of the four of us are just like shining examples of like fucking Ubermensch. But I do think a vast majority of people are so fucking stupid. Like,
failure of the education system.
Yeah.
Because
it's getting so.
Well, yeah, because the fucking there you go. There's another great conspiracy or theory that's not even a theory. It's just like the government wants the fucking population stupid, but smart,
weak, dumb, dependent,
but smart enough to do a fucking like menial job to sustain the fucking elite.
Yeah. Oh, straight up, dude. Have you ever looked into Agenda 2030?
No.
We'll get into that another time. We don't have time this time.
That can be a whole podcast.
What?
That can be a whole podcast, that one.
That could be an entire podcast ourselves. I think we got a bunch of research to do to make it sound like we're not as stupid as we are.
My point being, though, it's like people are like, it's not the education. I'm like, I don't know, man. Our education system's pretty fucking weak.
It is. No, like, 100% fucking is.
Like, kids coming up like these days, like, you just see them and they're just like dumb as posts.
Actually.
And it's just like, man, like, I'm not saying I am by far any means like a genius.
Yeah,
but
we're not exactly Mensa members. We're actually pretty fucking retarded. But the fact that we're this retarded, but other people that we see are more retarded.
But like you see it, like I'll say this, you see it on the ship sometimes, man. You see guys like doing something, like, what the fuck are you doing? And they're like, well, I didn't think about it. It's like,
that's right, you didn't fucking think.
Yeah, it's just like looking down. You'd be amazed how many people look down barrels of fucking loaded firearms in the military.
Yeah.
Because
how do you know the bullet is in there if you don't look down the barrel?
Yeah. And if they don't look down the barrel, they'll fucking like have a misfire fully, like a magazine fully inserted, and they'll just turn and like strafe everyone with like a round ready to go. Be like, my gun's not working.
I do think Nathan, I have a distinct memory of me drunk as shit in your house, and you handed me a rifle. I just immediately started pointing at everyone in the room. So,
I think it was airsoft.
When we were younger, Nathan was at my place, and we were drinking and accidentally shot him in the stomach with a airsoft gun.
Yes, you did.
Because I definitely did not know that it was loaded, but that airsoft gun was fucking ready to go.
Yeah.
I almost accidentally blinded Nathan when last time I was there. I shot him directly in the. I almost accidentally blinded Nathan the last time I was there. I shot him directly in the eye with a Nerf gun. By complete accident.
On my open eye.
The next time I saw him,
he was stuck.
Oh my god!
I was like, got the real slanty eyes.
It was the day I was leaving as well. So I was like on the way to the airport with his friend driving me, and she was just driving through red lights and like stop signs and shit. I was texting him like, "Are you okay?" And he sends me a photo of him with a full-on Solid Snake eye patch on. Like, I'm fine.
No, like my fucking like it was blurry out of my eye for that entire fucking day.
Anna, I have a question for you.
Mm-hmm.
Since you moved from Attack,
still here, eh?
Yeah.
Since you moved from Attack on Titan land to England, have you noticed a major difference in like the mental capacity of people?
Yeah, everyone's stupid as shit here. Not that they're the pinnacle of smartness back home, but you know, back home everything's like, you know, when you guys were talking about the testosterone levels things in men, and I was thinking, could it have to do something with culture? Because back home it's normal for people to beat the crap out of each other, you know. So that kind of, you know, men need to do more men activities in order for, you know.
Oh, that used to be normal here. Like my dad growing up told me, it's like if you had a problem with someone, you fucking beat the shit out of each other,
and then you're friends after.
Yeah, you fucking shook hands, and that was it.
Yeah.
Now it's like if you get beat up, you go grab like 30 friends and beat the shit out of the other guy. It's like,
or you take it before like. You appeal to authority. The programming says appeal to authority.
Yeah. A lot of them needs to be more you know liberalized than whatever it is right now. So everything's like, we don't condone bullying, we don't condone fighting. No, there needs to be bullying because some people need to be bullied a little bit to fucking stop acting.
Some people fucking need to be.
Yeah, some people need. Yeah,
bullying,
some people need to be bullied.
And often.
Also, Garrett, to answer your question, of course the intelligence is going to be slightly higher in Attack on Titan land because the stupid ones have already been picked off, and the other ones that are still living have to figure out how to defeat the Titans.
Yeah.
Right. Well, it's hard to operate that fucking anti-air system. Like,
yeah, you're just like pulling yourself around with two fucking giant X-Acto blades, like rooftop to rooftop. But yeah, no, Darwinism is a real thing, and once we have nothing that kills us anymore, like the weakest and the dumbest of society will be carried through no matter what.
Yeah,
and that has fucked us. I've seen the movie. Two movies come to mind: Demolition Man and Idiocracy.
Yes,
and like both of them are like horrible tacit views of what our future's like.
Well, Demolition Man is slowly becoming fucking reality.
Yeah,
because I don't think a lot of people remember Demolition Man, but one of the big like reasons why they don't touch each other was because of a pandemic.
Yeah.
I remember the three clamshells.
Yeah.
I remember the 3 clamshells.
Do you remember how to use them?
No.
Because I never explained.
I haven't watched the movie in like 5 or 6 years, but I just remember like the police coming out and like looking at the prompter being like, please tell the suspect to calmly lay down and put their hands behind their back. And they have no idea what the fuck to do with an actual violent person.
Nope.
And then there's Idiocracy, where just like stupid people have bred themselves into the majority and the average population.
Electrolytes. It's what the plants crave.
Brondo. It's got electrolytes.
Yeah, so just to make it very clear, the official stance of this podcast and everyone here is to kill the weakest person you know in order to advance society.
He doesn't kill myself.
I believe the Romans called that decimation, where 1 in 10 people, the weakest normally, was murdered to prove a point.
It worked.
Yeah.
Also, if you use the word "they got decimated," it only means you've knocked off 1/10 of their fighting power. You want to obliterate or annihilate, not decimate.
But yeah, it's
oh man.
the world's fucked, and I think at this stage the way out is just pure accelerationism. Just fucking get it going as fast as you can. Start
Tickle
senator and just start cops as fast as you can.
Police badges make great trophies.
My theory is BR is going to miss one of these at least, right? That's my theory. If I pepper these throughout the cast.
Isaac's like, yeah, I had a dream about hunting cops and it was great, and he
left it in.
I assume BR only listens to like a certain amount of the podcast to like see what he has to edit down and like look for the timestamps that Nathan sends him. I'm going to make sure he has to listen to every minute. Because at some point,
this podcast is satire. None of us killed ourselves. We're all of sound mind, relatively. None of us are suicidal. If it happens, it was the government.
Look, I'm just going to level with you. I'm either going to be dead by the government or a Wendigo. And I intend on taking that Wendigo out with a Caltech KSG.
This podcast is brought to you by Caltech Manufacturing Group. Caltech, we do lots of cocaine.
Buy American. Buy Caltech.
By Caltech. Anyways, guys, we are coming up on 2 hours, so I am going to requisite. Thank you for episode 2 of Schizocast.
Well, this would be 3. This is the second one with Anna.
Okay, well, that's episode 3. Episode 2, if we're counting Anna as Schizo Gang, which she very much is. I did a cameo.
It's okay.
Yes, no, you are a part of Schizo Gang.
She's regretting her decisions.
I feel like Anna lives in constant fear that someone's gonna find out she was on this fucking podcast. She's just like, don't say too much. I can't get in trouble.
Every time that I like clear customs or anything like that, and no one gives me any shit, it's just like, all right, go on.
Every time, it happens to be every time I go to the US now, I get interrogated, like genuinely, like full blown interrogated. They went through my phone last time. They definitely saw my penis. They went through my phone.
No, like I have no idea how like we're all on lists, but I guess my list hasn't gotten to the fucking like CBSA or like.
The Navy's so desperate they'll keep me on forever.
But yeah. Anyways, dad advice. Isaac, Anna, then Garrett. Go.
All right. Like I said earlier in the podcast, you're all responsible for yourselves, your happiness, your safety, your employment. Go fucking make something of yourself. Stop blaming other people. And buy Caltech KSG. Fuck do I love my Caltech KSG.
Anna.
I have no dad advice. I just want to say publicly, fuck Starlink for not having customer support. That's all.
Are you on Starlink?
No, my husband is, and we can't fucking get any fucking internet because...
This is what you get for trusting Elon Musk with anything. It's your fault.
No, I didn't trust him. We trusted him.
This is what your husband gets for trusting Elon Musk with anything. It's his fault.
Well, that's good advice. Fuck Starlink, I guess.
Yeah, don't use Starlink.
No internet at all.
Don't use anything built by Elon Musk. That's my advice.
Oh my god. Okay, Garrett.
Google homemade IEDs. Get ready. I don't know. My legitimate advice is the same as always. It should be everyone's New Year resolution: double the bread, double the head. Make as much money as you can and fuck off to some random Indian country and live fuck off to Belize and start
buy
a
an
militia
island in the Bahamas
and buy an island in the Bahamas, start a militia and
tickle
your local senator.
All right.
But get my visa denied because of you guys. I'll kill you all.
It's a legitimate possibility.
Monkey strong together.
Monkey strong.
Monkey strong together.
All right.
Monkey homicide.
What is my advice? Lift heavy. Avoid sugar.
Buy Caltech.
Buy Caltech. Be a man. If you're, a woman, be a man anyway. Fuck it.
Tickle.
Local center. Be a man.
Start fuck other men to gain their power and drink their seed. Natural testosterone.
Assert your dominance.
Assert your dominance.
Assert your dominance through the asshole.
Okay, bye.
Suck men off.